Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will probably be strong language and adult themes.
I would say the probability is sufficient. Fuck.
So, as I was just telling Doc, the reason I'm running late here is just before I went to bed this morning, my computer had randomly rebooted itself several times.
Hello there.
Hey, Laura.
Hi there.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, this morning my computer had randomly rebooted itself several times, and now when I tried to get it going for the stream, it just would not finish booting at all. So I think my computer is dead. Kate's trying to come in, but it's saying that her microphone or camera is not connected.
Yeah, I'd struggle with my microphone.
Yeah. So, yeah, right now I'm trying to run this on an old laptop that struggles to run Windows 8. But right now, that's the only thing I have left that is able to get onto the internet.
It's what I call state of the art.
Yep. Yeah, I actually even have the laptop because it had fried out on my niece, so she was just chucking it. And at the time, there were some guys who would do computer work for free, so you know, I didn't have anything portable, so they got that running for me so I could carry it around. But yeah.
Hi, God, what's up?
Yeah, we have God the Good One with us. I see Native Atheist, Critical Cripple, Amiga Nuts, and Godless Sewing in there. And Dallas Wade was there if he didn't give up waiting out for us. So, anyway, today is Teddy Bear Day. And I think one of the things that we do need to bring back is to really say it's okay for adults to be sleeping with stuffed toys. You know, there isn't anything wrong or creepy about it. And I know a lot of people who do. My fiance, I still have a little stuffed lion cub she had. That was...
I collect plushies.
Yeah.
And I quite like weird ones as well. I've got a llama. I've got an armadillo. I've got a fantastic giraffe.
There, Kate's back. Yeah.
So my giraffe is about 3-4 feet long.
Oh, it's a sizable one.
And you know those things that you put at the bottom of the door to keep the cold out?
Yep.
It's one of those, but it's got little legs sticking out the front and a giraffe head, and it's giraffe colours.
Okay.
Groovy.
I have my Howie. I've had Howie since I don't even know how long, but when I got him, my parents and I were on vacation. We're driving around, and we stopped somewhere, and they had a big, gift shop, and Howie was there. My dad did not want to spend the money, but I still fall asleep with this guy in my arms even now, decades later. So there's that.
I've got a teddy bear next to my bed who's 20 years old.
It seems to think I'm trying to use green screen or something. Hold on a sec.
Yep, I noticed that.
Green screen. Off.
I thought that was a strange hair color.
No, from my end, you look normal, except that, you know, the window behind you is really bright and kind of blurring you out.
I should do something about that, but you look at the green hair on this 11.
Okay, yes, I see that.
So, and I'm trying to find a way to turn that off. I don't see it. I know I've done it, but I don't see it.
And there's stool.
Oh, there it is, I think. How do I turn this off? How do I turn you off? Oh, there it is. None. Yay. Okay, so yeah, I have a lemming. And I have an astronaut bear. Right? Rainbow Dash. Right? Now this one is awesome. It's Serenity from Firefly. Right? It even has the little shuttlecraft and everything. So that's neat.
Swanky.
Let's see. This is my Tiger Aonin. Right? Big honker. This is Cordelia, the armadillo. Somewhere around here. Ah, there you are. And this is also Ducati, the armadillo. And a Padme Beanie Baby. And this right here is Dana, named after Dana Scully, and Fox, so Fox Mulder, you say.
Cheesy, but I like it.
Now, this bunny right here, no, wait, this is the wrong one. I have a bear somewhere where it's got a packet of like little beans. And you can put the packet of beans in the microwave. And when it's warm, you put it up into the bear. And then like you give it to a baby and it's all warm and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Well, actually warm, but...
Yeah, this is Samantha. And we have here Red Fraggle. And another fox. I don't remember what I named that one. This was Bedtime Bunny, probably my oldest stuffed animal. I've had this one since the 70s. Alien. Kanga. I've got Roo around here somewhere, but I don't see him. Bear with my name on it.
Are you sure you have enough?
Another Rainbow Dash. R2-D2.
This
Space Shuttle. Gizmo. X-Wing, right? This I got at Faithless Forum. Someone was handing out small stuffed animals. I picked up that one. We have Gur, right? And we got this fella. And last and probably definitely least, we got this guy.
Kate, I think you have given me a new quest.
Oh?
I must get myself a gizmo. My mother would love it.
Well, that gizmo is literally from like when the movie came out in the mid 80s. So
Right on.
85.
Good luck, I suppose. I'll have to try Amazon or something, but...
Well, I think they have like present day ones as well, but
I'm sure they're around.
yeah.
Sadly,
If nothing else, hit up eBay.
I didn't get to see Gremlins when it first came out on the cinema because I was too young. Because it was a 15 and they didn't have a 12 at that time.
I was a
Batman,
bit younger than that, but my hippie parents wouldn't let me see it.
Yeah. I was old enough, but I didn't see it in the theater. I didn't see it until it was showing on TV somewhere.
it came out the same year as Ghostbusters. At my local cinema, we were living in Germany at the time, and Ghostbusters was on 1 week, and Gremlins was on the week after, and I couldn't watch it. Gremlins. And yet they let loads of kids in. My parents complained to the cinema company, and so they gave us like 12 vouchers. That was, 4 trips.
Okay. Hopefully this has mitigated that window.
Yeah, my fiance, when I was with her, I tended to pick up little stuffed animals for her all the time when I found cute things. And yeah, everyone was named and had a backstory because, like, when she couldn't fall asleep some nights, she'd like randomly pick 2 or 3 of them and say, "Okay, tell me how they met." And I had to like make up a children's bedtime story on the spot.
That's kind of cool.
Cheeky person inside chat. Don't call me sample. That's not nice.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I think you're the one he was referring to.
Well, it says native atheist in the chat, and that wasn't mine.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that in the chat.
Yeah. So there's a chance I like stuffed animals. Small.
Yes. COVID City is a very stable milking stool.
So I was saying about my long giraffe. I called him Tex. Giraffe Tex Kluder. I think he's German.
Okay. Don't get the reference here, but...
Okay. The thing that you stick on the bottom of a door is called a draft excluder.
Oh, okay.
That's what we
I
call them
getcha.
in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible we call them something else here.
Draft
We do
dodgers
with
is what
so
they're
many.
usually called here.
Well,
Snake.
obviously your door had bone spurs.
So I saw that.
That was quite good.
I saw that in an Aldi one year, and I just
She
like
did a
it's a
funny.
draft excluder in the shape of a. I need to get this. I need to get this. So I did.
Sounds like reverse giraffe from Rick and Morty. Got a long body and short legs and neck.
Everyone and their hamster told me to watch that show, and the first episode pissed me off so bad that I've refused to see it since. Well, because, like, apparently they decided to see just how many times they could say Morty in one episode, and they got up into the 90s. And by the time it was done, I was, like, screaming at the screen to shut up.
Yeah.
So,
I can understand how that would be annoying, but yeah, you should give it more than one episode.
What was the name of the character?
I think it was Stan or Mortimer. I don't
Yeah,
know.
junk shop. You've walked in just as they're all comparing their long giraffes. I mean, I've just got here as well, and I'm freaked out. I find it all highly perturbing.
Well,
I have only one plush object, and it is a original series Spock.
huh.
It's pretty cool. I have a picture on here somewhere, but I can't really do anything about it.
Well, you know, I have a Minton box. Sorry, that was unnecessary.
For a while, Sloth Girl and I were actually making stuffed dinosaurs and dragons and selling them at craft shows.
Really?
That's cool. Wait a minute, were you giving away at least one of those when, like, people were donating to you for your move?
Not any of the homemade ones, but
Oh, all right.
yeah,
Well-
I did have a number of plushies that were in with the thank you gifts that were sent out.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were ones that had been bought rather than ones we made.
I got the best trinket, the Tom Baker scarf.
Oh, nice.
It's
I
very
have a-
cool. I love it.
I have a hat with the flaps on it from Firefly that Jane wore. You know, man walks down the street in that hat. People know he's not afraid of anything. That hat.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
There
Like
it
I
is.
say, it's a long giraffe. It's got little feet and tail.
Cute.
And like I say, I saw it and I went, "Oh my god, it's a giraffe excluder in the shape of a giraffe," and it's like, I must get this.
At first, I didn't see the feet, and I thought it was a giraffe snake.
My
Well, and then it turns out I was wrong. So,
I also have these, a whole set of them. I've got the middle one. You know, this is the large one. Giraffe. I love giraffes. I've got like 10 of them. And like I say, it's big eye, big foot jungle, so big feet, big eyes. But they've got really sad eyelids.
oh,
And, you know, with a smile underneath. Well, so this is Georgina, and I've got little Georgina who's about this tall. And
wait a
little
minute.
Tiny.
Those are not sad eyes. This giraffe is stoned.
And then we've got Lenny
Oh,
of the same type.
doesn't
And like I
look
say-
giraffe though. It looks canine or bearish.
Well, it's a lion.
It's
Yeah,
what?
that's what I thought. I thought it was a
It's
lion.
Oh, that mane looked like hair. Like I expected it more around the neck.
Yeah, needs roughing up a bit. There you go. But the thing is, you can sort of see when he's happy. But the thing about it is, if you sort of like say something like, "I'm sorry, Lenny, you're not allowed to go to Kenya." It's like,
Aww.
so, so
You know, the existence of Kenya implies the existence of a Barbia.
Oh, God.
I'll just be over here. So,
And thank you, Amiga Nuts, for getting the links out there for us.
and one thing I didn't mention about Howie, I'm sure he must smell like me, but now that I have this kitten, Xander, he loves to lick Howie's head. And I'm just like, you know what? You're going to destroy him if you keep doing that with your Velcro tongue. So I've had to hide Howie like under the covers every morning so that Xander can't get at him. It's kind of frustrating. I mean, I love my kitty, but sometimes I need to kill him.
Nah.
Well, you're right, nah, but still. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, and this is kind of a coincidence because I didn't know that this stream was coming up. I actually have a plushy face hugger and chest burster from Aliens coming.
I saw one of those.
Groovy.
There you
Yeah.
go. This is Snarl.
What?
No, Snarl.
Snarl?
Snarl. S-A-N-A-R. S-N-A-R-L. Yeah, Snarl. Named after a Dinobot.
Did not see that word on this product anywhere. Maybe we're talking about two different things. Or maybe I'm just confused.
A llama.
What?
And I think she named her Stegosaurus after the Dinobot.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was on another page. I thought we were talking about the plushie, the face hugger. Sorry.
No. So this is Avocet, the name of the badger. Sorry, name of my badger. And Avocet is actually a bird. However, there was a train that was nicknamed the badger because of the shape and the colours. And so it's like, yes. Got a ferret called Whiskers. I won't mention bananas.
We need no longer fear the banana.
Yeah, I've got a raccoon. I've got a whole bunch more, but they're in all over the place. But this is one of my favourite ones.
That looks like a mountain goat or something.
It's a goat, yes. But this came about because of G-Man.
What?
Yeah, basically what happened was he doesn't understand certain phrases. So
Mhm.
He doesn't understand fucking anything.
Well, indeed. He seems to think it's I'm going to get your goat.
Oh.
Not goad. Sorry.
Wait,
You know,
what?
They're always trying to goat you into doing things or saying things or something.
You know, I'll be honest, I've never heard it said any way other than get your goat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry. Let me refresh. Sorry. What happened was G-Man said that those atheists or whatever are always trying to goat you. Not goad you, goat you.
I see.
Mhm.
And so I made a video, and it's a bit of a silly one. It's funny, and it's like in the great debate, things get a bit heated sometimes. There's always someone trying to get your goat. So I thought if I owned a goat, no one could get my goat.
Actually, no one could get your goat if you didn't own one. Now you've given them the opportunity.
Yeah, semantics.
Point.
It was supposed to be a joke of G-Man can't say it. I've also got an elk because G-Man said atheists and their elk.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. Honestly, the guy's an idiot. But an entertaining idiot sometimes.
Kind of like Venom Fang X was before he fucked off.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. I mean, that guy was pretty vicious. I joined the Great Debate stuff just after he left and the whole him and Thunderfoot happened. Oh, what? I think Kate has gone frozen.
Yep.
I
Either
thought we
that
all
or
had.
she's still. She said, uh-oh, and then there's now frozen. So
It's probably best if when I think people have gone frozen, that I don't sit perfectly still. That
Oh, there it
hurt my
goes.
head.
Finally, it's back. Man, I don't know what happened.
Haha, shitty computer.
Yeah, no. Actually, I just got it back from being repaired, so I hope it's not shitty.
Is it super and sexy?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Have you licked it yet?
You know what? Strangely enough, no.
Can't be that sexy then.
Well, okay. Maybe it's just playing hard to get.
Could be.
Oh, some people are getting upset outside. I live next to a main road, and it's, still traffic. So as a result, people have just got beep.
Oh, gosh.
Kate, were you sharing a picture here?
Yes.
I haven't
That's
got
the
traffic.
facehugger plushie that I'm getting.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd show.
Yeah,
Because
the
it's
alarm
not
will
here
be no
yet.
more.
I can hardly hold it up on camera now, can I? So,
Gnarly.
radical
No
and
traffic.
bodacious.
No traffic, no people, no nothing.
Tubular.
See, I've been trying to picture where Stool lives for a while. Like, not the location itself, but the nature of what surrounds him. Because,
Oh,
I'm
you can
picturing
easily-
one of those country-ass villages like in a Hot Fuzz or The World's End.
You can easily find out because I've been bitching about it all through yesterday. Because when I woke up yesterday morning, I woke to see I won't bother with names. Laura knows who I mean. Talking in the House of Commons, announcing that my town has the worst COVID cases in England, and they've introduced new laws. We're now on super lockdown, which means we're not
boy.
allowed out,
So, where,
and we
go
can
on.
get arrested for it.
Well, what about going to the store? When you need to get groceries.
Well, I was just having a little argument about that on the Twitters because I need some coffee. So, I think you're allowed to go outside, but you're not allowed to go near people. Any people, not none of the things that other England people have just had introduced, where you can't be with more than 6 people. For me, it's 0 people. So, yay, fucking hallelujah.
Could be worse. It could be me living that part of town.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Well, Laura Critical Cripple was asking if you're in local lockdown there.
Not really. I mean, we've still got slightly stronger lockdown than everybody else, but it's not too bad. Although the fact that people will keep not wearing masks isn't helping.
But the thing is, it all changes on Monday for England. So the rest of England is going back into, the previous mode of lockdown, but this time it's now legally enforceable. So the police bobbies can arrest us and hit us with their truncheons. But where I am, and Laura knows where I am, highest cases in England, it's not good. So super duper lockdown for me.
So when the aristocracy meets up to govern, is that the House of Uncommons?
Oh,
Yes,
God,
the
why
House
did I
of
come up with
Rarity.
this?
That's called the House of Lords.
Anyway, I'll shut up now about that. I'm never going to shut up completely, and you know it.
I won't say what I call it the House of because Purple will kick me out, but I'm not happy with these fuckers at all at the moment. I'm really not.
Yeah, why would I kick you out? I said there was going to be strong language in adult themes, so.
Yeah, but don't say tits and bums.
And you are actually at the moment in the presence of the aristocracy. I am a lady of Sealand.
Every time you say that, I picture you riding an orca.
You know, every time I say it, I picture like going to Sea World, you know, like a big water park with animal, like an aquarium type of water park.
That's why I was saying about the orcas.
Yeah. But I mean, I literally, like, I don't picture me, you know, standing up on an orca, you know, like that. I'm picturing more like just wandering around an aquatic Disneyland.
Oh, I didn't notice this.
My favorite book actually has a sea land.
What's your favorite book?
It's called The Chrysalids by John Wyndham.
Oh, well, I know John Wyndham, but I don't know that particular story.
Oh, it's really good. You'd like it because it's all sort of very, very Christian and crazy elements of it. You know, like the character in it, he's trying to, I don't know, it's like tie shoelaces or something like that, but not that. And he basically says, "If only I had a third arm, that would be useful," kind of thing. And he meant it in a kind of, you know, throwaway kind of an idea. And his dad, who's a local preacher, just loses his shit over it. You know, he ends up having his backside tanned and sent to bed early, kind of thing, because he dared to suggest that mutation. Because the idea about the story is it's set in the far future, and there's been a nuclear war, and you know, stuff is starting to get normal again. But there's still a bit of mutation going on thanks to, you know, nuclear effects. And you know, there's this is set in sort of Newfoundland kind of an area, so top end of Canada where not many people lived, and so there's these like long roads that look like there was something under the old people, but nobody really knows anything about them because they all got killed in the nuclear war. And so turns out though he's mutant.
You know what? I think we got enough spoilers at this point. If I'm going to read the book, I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
What was the title again?
It's called The Chrysalids.
The Chrysalids.
And you can download it for free.
I think there were aliens named that in XCOM. Well, anyway.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm always looking for something new to read. So.
Can we just sort something out here before you move on? I do not live in Old Coronation Street.
Oh, okay.
My pizzas are gorgeous, and I am allowed to mix with people, usually. I'm not on some kind of list.
Okay, but do you experience other people practicing extreme social distancing even before the COVID started?
Oh, here it is. Download free ebook. Excellent.
It's actually going to be interesting when I do pop out in a short while. I'm only going around the corner to the shop because I need coffee and maybe a bit of chocolate. But it will be fun to see what these fucking idiots around here are doing now that we are in officially on the super lockdown thingy, because they don't give a crap around here.
Yeah, well, around here, it's still only 2 out of 3 people wearing masks in the stores. Even the stores that say no one will be let in without one, that they put it on to get through the door and take it off.
The thing that annoys me
yesterday, I actually got out of a lift because the dude was dick nosing, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that in an enclosed space."
Yeah.
So what's dick nosing?
It's when you put your mask on, but you don't put it over your nose.
Yeah, so it's only covering their mouth, but not their nose.
I saw someone today, and they only had it on their chin, so the top, you know, like to the bottom lip. So their entire mouth and nose was, you know, available to spit out everything.
Well, you know, someone told me they had seen a person, they're like walking around, they're using the mask properly, but then they pull the mask down to sneeze.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Not clear on the concept here.
It is going to get worse because the news that I've been listening to is pretty much all, well, it's 2 things. It's where I live, which the figures are really bad. The rest of England that starts on Monday, and then also the idiots in the House of I'm not going to say the word. The house of what she was talking about before.
The House of Lords.
What they've been up to. So I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. It was going somewhere. No idea.
Oh, hey, they also have the Triffids book, too. I've been meaning to read that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I never actually read the book for the Triffids.
Kraken Awakes is also good as well.
Oh, I kind of liked the Midwich Cuckoos. I mean, I know it better as Village of the Damned because I saw the movie first, but still, it's a pretty cool story.
So I did a nice thing today. I added a bit of decoration to my bike. You can see if... there you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but among the other problems I'm having is the trackball is not working well with this computer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sometimes these things give me a lot of trouble, but then I discover, oh, it needed to be even more thoroughly cleaned out.
Yeah, I've tried that. I think this trackball is just dying as well. Pretty much all of my equipment is deciding to give up this month.
Hi, kids.
Oh,
Hello, Diana.
Hey.
I just woke up. Literally, I just woke up.
Yeah, I decided I'm not doing that today.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I was going to go get fishies today, and that's not happening. So I hope the weather's good tomorrow.
Yeah, I think for the past week I've never gotten to sleep before 6 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah, that sounds very familiar.
Like I'm getting sort of insomnia effects from doing a tolerance cleanse from marijuana. Like apparently you can definitely develop a tolerance to it, and you know you need more and more and more to get high. But they say take like 2 weeks to a month off, and then it'll be fine again. And I'm like, okay.
That's really interesting that you mentioned that, because I've never noticed that. But the thing is that I never smoked what I would consider a lot. Yeah, I would be an occasional smoker, maybe weekends or something like that, but nothing like my next door neighbor when I lived in Carnegie. Oh my God, she was constantly high.
Well, I have some like reasons for getting high as often as I do that would take a while to explain. Let's just say there is a certain nostalgic effect sometimes, and I like it a lot. So, you know, but there's more to it than that. Like when I was having seizures, they would always come with memories of places. And so I've been exploring Google Earth VR while high and looking for some of those places that I had memories of. So.
That sounds interesting. I've never done anything like that, which amazes me. I've done almost everything else while high, but
well, I think a lot of circumstances would have need to converge for me to be in the place I'm in.
Are you VRing on your PC, Kate?
I have 4 PCs right now, and one of them is a dedicated VR machine.
Okay. Just being nosy.
Also, for the record, I don't smoke. I will vape. I will do edibles, and I'm looking into tinctures. But I definitely don't actually smoke joints, and I've never used a bong.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I was offered a hit on a joint a while back by a friend, and I decided I would turn it down because I thought that I was afraid that either I would cough my lungs out or I would be really, really, really tempted to go back to smoking tobacco, and I didn't want that.
Well, the first one is definite. I don't know about the other.
Yeah, because I haven't smoked anything in over 2 years. So I kind of figure that my lungs have lost their capacity to hold cigarette smoke or anything like that. So
So what, because I mean, I remember when you were still smoking. Have we really known each other that long?
Yeah, we actually have. It's been about 2 years. I'm trying to pin it down. I believe that we met in June of 2018.
Okay.
Because that was on the Godless Iowans show when
When the Godless Iowan was still sane, yes.
I didn't say anything.
I'm sorry. I don't want to start the drama again, but needless to say, I think there were a lot of overreactions on that side of the fence.
I think I have to agree.
I will kind of agree with that. Yeah, I mean, Snarky still has me blocked.
But as another Iowan, I do have to say, yeah, that's probably part of it. It's being Iowan.
Okay.
Well, I've had people accuse me of being Kate from time to time, although, darn it wasn't my fault the last time someone said it. He was unclear, and so I asked questions, and he thought it was bloody obvious. So, I don't know.
Moo.
He was like, oh, this is just Kate being Kate, and I was like, dude, I just wanted info. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my.
Humans.
Yeah. Well,
Can't live with them, can't blow them out the airlock when you're done with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. One thing that's always been weird to me is when you get someone who believes in reincarnation. I could just stop there, but I'm going further. And they always seem to assume that when they die and are reincarnated, it'll be on Earth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if you're like a clitorian tree worm on Zardoz 7? And it's like, you could be reincarnated anywhere. It's a big universe.
Oh my. And the other thing, everybody always assumes that they're going to be reincarnated as someone significant, like royalty or some great person, some great statesman or some bullshit like that. Nobody ever wants to be reincarnated as a peasant. And
that reminds me of an episode of Red Dwarf where Rimmer was saying someone had regressed him to learn his past lives. And he's like, it's true. This palace was my home once because, you see, he told me that I was Alexander the Great's chief eunuch.
You're never going to believe this. If you hadn't mentioned Rimmer, it was going to be my next thing I was going to say.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, if reincarnation is real, I'll just be happy if I show up without losing a shit ton of genetic lotteries. Thank you.
I tell you, the dice really rolled weirdly for you.
And so many things are just like, all of a sudden I'm learning about them. I'm like, what? When was that even a thing?
There's the thing. I have thought of doing the 23andMe and all that happy stuff. And I'm almost afraid to. I mean, there are enough indications of shit that I've got wrong with me that I'm afraid to find out what else there might be. Somebody pissed in my gene pool, okay? I know that already.
Actually, one of the things that had convinced me that reincarnation seemed real was I had a series of recurring dreams that I wasn't anyone famous. I was just one of 1,000 grunts on a World War II aircraft carrier.
Okay.
Groovy.
The weird thing was, it was such an obscure ship, it actually took me quite a lot of research to find it.
Wait a minute. Is that how you came across, what was it, the Reuben James?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whose phone is off the hook?
Yeah, I was apparently assigned to the HMS Unicorn, which was never intended to be a frontline ship. It was supposed to be a maintenance ship. But because they lost so many carriers to the Japanese, it got pushed into being in frontline service.
Okay,
My
then.
neighbor's not one of you. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I
So
honestly
it's
thought
like
that off the hook sound was coming from the speakers.
Ah,
Yeah, go on.
Don't look at me. I've got that thing sitting on my head.
Technically, my phone is off the hook because I'm using it to do this.
Well, technically, I'm off the hook, but it's another story entirely.
Never
Laura
heard a
just had
cell phone
pictures
do the
of
deep,
right
deep,
here.
deep, 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 deep thing, though.
Flirts, yay, flirts.
Okay, here's a weird question, and some of you are British, so maybe you can answer it. But you know how your phones, for some reason, go ring, ring, while ours just go ring, right? Well, does your off the hook or busy signal sound different from ours too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, that's different. Ours just
Yep,
goes
that's
deep,
different.
deep, 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 you know.
Like, nah, 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 nah.
Yeah, Microraptor, Kate could really answer that question for you. Because didn't you find out
Yes.
about regions of ancestry and shit?
I mean, it was years ago, so I don't remember if they told me anything else. But yes, it's primarily where's my ancestry from? What countries am I related to? One thing that still amuses me is how many people are related to Genghis Khan, because he fucked his way through the whole world while he was trying to conquer it. And so now when people do 23andMe, they're like, I don't think I'm Asian. They're like, yeah, but you got a big section of Genghis Khan in your ancestry, you know, and I don't. I'm actually in the minority again on whether or not people have Genghis Khan in their ancestry. Not me.
Well, you see, this is where I get my affinity from. You are unique.
Yeah, it's sometimes to my detriment.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
I've become quite suspicious of those things after a couple articles I read. That
Those
they did
being-
tests on them where they sent in DNA from twins and triplets and came back with considerably different results.
oh my.
yeah, I have because there was another like sort of spin-off of 23andMe, and I wonder if I'd get similar results if I went with them too, just to see.
That would be an interesting experiment, but then again, you know, who's got the hundreds of dollars it would take to go to all of those services?
And after reading the twins thing, I was kind of wondering about, I wonder how many families this is broken up because siblings did it and got very different results.
Yeah, well, I read an article not too long ago, I mean, within the last year, about that sort of thing. And you got really, really interesting things happening when one member of the family suddenly discovered that, yeah, their genetics came from elsewhere, for real. And the stuff they had to go through to work it all out and talk to each other again, basically. You know, like your mom went astray, so here I am, you know, one of those things. And it's like, holy shit.
You know what I'd love to do is take the most rabid and screaming racist and make them do one of those tests to show them, you know, you got some Africa in there, buddy.
Oh, man. Yeah, but the thing is, they wouldn't accept it for anything anyway.
I'm not trying to get them to accept it. I'm trying to tweak them. You know, that would be a mean, bullyish thing to do. And frankly, I feel justified in doing it to them because it's harmless, really. They would be doing it to themselves if they got pissed. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could just see it, like a creationist sort of thing. You know, fake news. You know, come on, really.
Yeah.
Because the species did begin in East Africa. Okay, we know this. So, oh well.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Wait a minute.
No monkey.
Slim Cyborg, is this for real?
Nah. Well, it's not like there will be any genetic effects on offspring. So,
right.
Who finds out they're brothers. Now, was it a brother from another mother, or was it like, or you know, well, I guess you can't say sister.
Holy fucking shit!
But I mean, I'm assuming we're talking about adultery here, some sort of infidelity.
What, a gay couple that are brothers? Well, I'll tell you what, I've occasionally wondered what would it be like, if you will, if, okay, I got together with somebody. And remember, I'm adopted.
Yeah.
And it turned out that the person I got together with was a natural sibling.
Speaking as an adoptee, I've had that thought.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it's an interesting thing to play with in your head. You know, what do you do about that? Where do you go with that? I'm not sure I should say very much about it because there are people out there who would hate me a whole bunch
I mean,
for anything I said.
I think it would take getting used to, but I also think I could deal with it because lesbian means not like incest. You know what I mean? Like we won't produce any incestuous children with each other. You know, so like the only consequence would be other people losing it.
Yeah, and there would be quite a few of those. I'm pretty much sure of, because before you found out about this, everything's fine. But, you know, you're not related or anything like that, and then all of a sudden they find out, and that changes everything. Nothing else. Well, nothing has changed. Nothing. Absolutely nothing has changed. But they find out this little piece of information, and all of a sudden it's.
Yeah.
How do you know if you're on an Alabama beach?
Oh dear.
The footprints are webbed.
Okay.
Oh my.
And everyone on the beach is blue. No, you don't know there's those blue people living up in like Appalachia or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that. Yes,
Yep.
yes. Are there any of them left?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's one dude who does like the talk shows every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought people knew that reference. Never mind.
Yeah,
Didn't they used to have a band, those blue people? Forget.
That's a different thing.
yeah. And besides, there are touring groups, plural thereof. Yeah.
I don't know. Like every time someone says "Blue Lives Matter," I kind of want to make a Blue Man Group joke, or possibly an Avatar joke, or Smurfs.
Hey, there you go. Okay, I'd have to go through stuff and get permission. Because this is all trademarked and everything. But wouldn't it be great to make a T-shirt and you've got, you know, say the main Blue Lives, the main Blue Man Group people, the one everybody sees on television, and you know, Blue Lives Matter. Oh God, that would be a shitload of fun. I'd love that.
I don't know. I'm tempted to make a shirt that's like #MyLifeMatters.
Okay.
Which could be both kind of snarky and also kind of jokey.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've told you, and I think a few other people know, I found a T-shirt and I bought the fucker, which reads, "I am a better Christian than any Trump supporter, and I'm an atheist."
Mm-hmm.
It should be delivered sometime around the middle of the month. And this is the thing. I mean, right now I'm throwing caution to the wind. I don't give a shit. I will wear it around the neighborhood and see what happens to me. You know, see how many people throw shit at me.
Well, I have a shirt I don't wear anymore because I'm worried people will misinterpret it. Because the shirt itself is red and it has a gigantic R in a box. Now, it's clear to anyone.
I know what it is.
That it's the R rating. But I suspect there's some chuckle monkeys out there who will look at that and go, "You're a Republican?" So I don't wear the shirt anymore. Kind of like how I don't wear that shirt that makes a reference to Faulty Towers, where it's like, I can speak English. I learn it from a book when I live in a city that's pretty darn multilingual. I'm afraid someone will think I'm insulting them, which I'm not, but I'm like worried someone will think it.
You know,
and
it's the interesting
I
thing.
don't care what other people think, but I do care whether or not they beat my ass.
You've got to be so worried. Well, we talked about this already, hon. You know, you've got to be so worried that anything you say is going to offend somebody. and you're going to start a war somewhere. Yeah, and it's crazy.
Is online, I don't care about offending people, and if I'm surrounded by people who give a shit about me, I don't mind offending other people. But if I'm walking around alone on the street and I offend somebody, it could be danger. That's why the best parts and the worst parts of the internet is you can say whatever you like and not be punched.
Well, it at least takes longer to get there to do it.
Well,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I have that thought with that T-shirt I bought, but the whole thing is that when I saw the 965th piece of Trump gear in the neighborhood, especially lately in the last, say, 3 or 4 weeks, I've seen all the Trump stuff coming out, all the MAGA hats, there was one about get on the Trump train, and the T-shirts, Trump 2020 and all this bullshit. It's like I just decided that I had to make my own statement. Okay, if it gets me killed, so much the better. If you're going to do that, just do it right the first time, guys.
Shit.
There was like a British insult going around about Trump, and I think it was Scottish actually. And I can't remember what it was. Was it fuck trumpet? It was something trumpet for Trump.
That sounds like something a Scot would come up with. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember the exact insult.
Was it not spunk trumpet?
No, definitely wasn't that.
And you say that it had something to do with Trump, so it's not the shit Gibbon reference.
Well, I mean, they might have attached that onto it, but I know there was something about like shit trumpet, fuck trumpet, fart trumpet. I don't know. I don't remember. It was something.
Funny thing is, his name means fart in English. Trump, you trumped.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen the clip from the Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah, as a child, I always said I trump.
It's definitely fuck trumpet. I typed that into Google, and here we go. Along with a bunch of other really good ones like wank puffin.
Yay! All right.
Bungle cunt shite hawk. Yeah.
The man gives Orange a bad name.
Yes.
Yep.
I just don't understand. I don't get this. Why is it that Trump and the other people who do it, I think there are about 3 of them in the entire world population, why do they do that bright orange? It's obviously artificial. And it doesn't even look that good on anyone. So why do it?
Are we talking about spray cans?
A bad attempt to impersonate Lucille Ball?
Oh, we're talking about hair. Sorry,
I'm talking about the face. That bullshit that he wears on his face.
I can't imagine someone does that on purpose. I think he has a skin condition. He has to.
No, he probably just looks old man mottily.
We aren't talking about Trump, right?
Yeah, I'm talking
about...
Yes,
we are talking about... And I've seen other people do it as well.
When people get mottly skin, it's like...
Well, but he's not...
colors and just makes them look old.
But he's not blotchy, though. He's just a solid orange. I think he's like...
not orange anymore, though. He's changed the shade. Because when he walked out to do his speech at the convention thingamajig, I was watching it live because I'm a dick, and I thought, what the fuck has he done? And he's changed it to a more mahogany colour, and it looked really bizarre.
I can't be racist because I look brown.
It looked really weird. But he's been doing it ever, and a lot of his weirdness comes from his dad. Because his dad also had, if you've seen photos of that freak, he also had the old plastic surgery done, and he looked like a weird fucker and wore a wig. So I think Trump started doing it very early on because for some reason he thinks it makes him look, I don't know, rich, successful, or something.
I don't remember him orange in the 80s, but then again, I'm old and my memory is shot. So, there's that.
No, he didn't look that old. I've seen recent.
I think he.
I think he just
it's
got
one
a
of
bad
those
spray
things where a
tan once,
person
and somebody
starts
told him
doing
it was
something.
good.
So they're
They start doing something and
claiming
they themselves get used to it. And so they keep on.
Amazon is claiming that package was delivered, but I don't see it. I may have to go outside for a few minutes, but I'll be back.
Oh, yay. Yes, we do not want to lose Kate forever. There when
Amazon told me a package got delivered Monday, and I didn't see it, so I wound up running in circles on their site for about half an hour trying to find a way to contact somebody. And they finally said that, well, the package they were referring to wasn't the order number listed in the email.
Oh, okay.
It was a gift that was sent to another address. It wasn't one coming here.
Okay, then. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. I don't know where you live anymore.
Yeah, enough other people do.
I've got your address, your old address around here somewhere, but so I'll send something there and have it forwarded. Oh, shit. Yeah, let's see if we can get, okay, hang on, here it comes. There's my backup drive. Now I'll start the backup here. I'm actually getting a backup system going.
So that was a case of Amazon not following delivery instructions, but here it is.
I knew someone.
Oh, yay!
I knew someone who once thought backup drive was an address.
Okay,
that's a joke and not serious.
No,
since you're not doing live unboxings on your channel anymore, but you'll do them on mine.
Well, because I know what it is, and also I can see it.
Is it 1.5 feet long?
Well, kind of.
And black.
That it isn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is a chest burster from Alien.
Oh, okay.
We were literally talking about that earlier.
Yep, and also.
Hey, look at that, will you? All right.
So, yeah.
Hey, Russ, how you doing?
Actually, as it happens, there's a.
Oh, look, it's Sloth Girl. I didn't see you come in. Hi, honey.
There's probably at least 24 people in the community who now know where I live if they ever bothered to look at the return address on their packages.
1060 West Addison, I thought it was.
Yes. I've been there.
I hope everyone gets that reference.
I don't, sorry.
Blues Brothers.
That's
Elwood
Wrigley Field.
Said that, he put his address on his license or whatever, and he was bullshitting. He put down 1060 West Addison, and that's Wrigley Field, where the Chicago Cubs play, I guess.
Yes.
So,
yep, I have stood at that address. I have gone into that building. It's a beautiful place. It really is. Well, of course, I love baseball, so
yeah, that's something. Living in Chicago, it's like people in the city do not know what addresses are. All the buildings just have names.
Huh.
Okay.
They give you directions under the assumption that you're asking for directions, but you must have lived there all your life, so you know where all these buildings are.
They're like that in Pittsburgh as well. Yes, everything is landmarks when they're telling you where to go and how to get there. And the thing is that the landmarks they're talking about have been gone for 30 years. You remember go to the Clark building. What Clark building? And it was, it was decommissioned in 1970 or some shit like that,
Well,
Now, Kate.
Yeah, so I don't know your address either. In fact, there are a couple of you where I've gone looking for your Amazon wish list so I can send you things and not finding them. Just saying.
Kate, do you remember a guy called Jason Burns?
The name's familiar, but I could not identify him.
British guy, Christian, little bit weird. In fact, very weird.
Well, that describes a lot of people on the.
I know who you mean. Yeah. What about him?
So I met him in real life. That's how I got here, ironically.
Oh.
I met him on the street, and he seemed to be a nice guy, and so I looked some stuff up, and then I went and talked to him about something else, and he gave me some things to think about, and I wrote some bits down, and then I went and looked, and he was like, "Oh, YouTube video. Okay, well that's easy to absorb." So I watched that, and then watched another video. Next thing you know, in the sidebar. There he is. Oh, he's got a YouTube channel. Let's have a look. What the fuck?
Okay.
Well,
I'm fundamentally flawed, but someone once claimed that someone doxed him because they gave the address of some British comedian thing. Hancock's Half Hour. Hancock lived in Railway Cottages, East Cheam, which doesn't exist as a place, but. And it's like people went crazy. Some of the funny.
Hey, Laura, Microraptor wants to know if you make videos. I can't remember if you still do or not.
I do, yes. You can find mine really easily. It's my old username still fits there. I've just rebranded it. So it's if you look up Cliffjumper24, you'll find it.
Amiga Nuts had put up your links in the side chat already, so they will be in the description when this thing goes.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Sloth Girl, it's really great to stand on the lake shore by Adler, and you just look across at the Chicago skyline. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't like large cities, but I love Chicago. Go figure.
I love large cities, but then again, I was raised in Vermont, where what we have that we call a city might be the size of Capitol Hill in Seattle, which is pretty small, by the way. So, I mean, yeah, I love cities because, I was raised nowhere near one.
Okay.
A lot of people seem to love what they didn't have when they were younger. It's like, I always wanted this thing, and no one will let me have the thing, so I'm going to go out and get the thing. Oh, my gosh, I love the thing. That kind of thing.
Alrighty then, yes.
Oh, Kate, as far as your question about the Willis Tower, it stopped being the Sears Tower in 2009, so it's over a decade ago, and most people are still not aware of it. That shows how successful it was.
So, it's that.
Yeah, first I learned of it too.
The Willis Tower is the new Coke of buildings. Or at least the new Coke of building names. It is still the same physical structure, yes?
Yes, it is, yes.
They just rebranded it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get back to Chicago, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that anytime soon.
I personally think that's really silly. When they wind up going and just renaming these buildings. I mean, if it's been known as something since the day it was built, slapping a new name on it makes no sense.
Well, I remember when I went back to Vermont, and my parents were like, "Hey, let's go see a movie." I was like, "Okay, what's playing where?" And they said, "Well, this thing's playing at the Roxy." I'm like, "What the fuck's a Roxy?" And they're like, "You remember the Nickelodeon?" I'm like, the thing that was called Nickelodeon since I was yes, I remember that. Well, it's the Roxy now. Why? They're like, "Well, it was sold to some other company or something." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's been Nickelodeon since forever." Anyway.
Oh, yay. Nerdy brings something up. Yes, just you wait until they name a building the Purple Rhymes with Orange building. Yeah, that would be good. I'd like that.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Kate? You sound like you're getting old now.
Well, no, I just love nostalgia.
Oh my God, no.
Well, yeah, but I've been pissed about things changing since I was old enough to understand it. Yeah. So
It was amazing though when my sister died and I went back to Cleveland for the memorial service. Max and I drove around a bit, and I was just totally disoriented. Where so much had changed, I didn't even know where I was in the city anymore. The old familiar landmarks were gone. You know, the Broadview Theater, for example, near where I lived when I was married, which was the old porn theater that nobody would go into. It was so funny. There was a bus stop right out by the entrance to the Broadview, and you've got pictures in the newspaper along with the articles where it's torrential rain and everybody's getting all soaked and everything else, and they will not go into the lobby of the Broadview to stay dry. Yeah, and it's all good. Not even under the marquee, and it's just totally amazing the way that worked. Everybody, but then they were all trying to get it changed to something they liked. So finally, a community theater bought it. It lasted about 6 weeks, and then it folded. You know, everybody wanted this new thing. Everybody wanted the Broadview to be gone and something else, and then they didn't patronize it. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, I mean, I want something new. Okay, how about this? No, something good. Okay, how about no? I said good. Well, how about that, dude? You know, that kind of thing, where it's like, you replace the thing I hated with something I really just didn't want. You know. And then they're like, there's no pleasing some people. And it's like, no, here's what would please me. Here's what would please me. Here's what would, and they're like, yeah, but we're not doing any of that. It's like, well, then there's clearly no pleasing you. So
the same thing happened to a place here in Pittsburgh. It was called the Garden Theater, and it was a famous hookup spot for gay men. And nobody liked the place. They all wanted it gone. And it finally became, of all things, again, a community theater. And then nobody wanted to use it. Nobody wanted to go there.
Maybe they should have turned it into a Denny's or an IHOP. People would use that where you live.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, like there are so many things that have changed in my hometown where it's like you ripped out something I loved as a kid and I really want it back. Like on your shows, Diana, we've talked about that one corner store, that one convenience store that had the freezer with the ice cream sandwiches and stuff in it.
Yes.
They ripped that right out, and I'm sitting there going, "You guys destroyed a staple of my childhood. Fuck all of you."
Yeah, it's amazing. Now the building is still there, which amazes the hell out of me. But the building where the male slimy bastard had his beverage store is actually still there. I don't know. I think it's a convenience store of some sort now. But yeah, just to see that and know that it's there, it's Jesus Christ. You mean to tell me it hasn't been ripped down yet? Because the rest of the neighborhood is leveled. I mean, the place looks like the end of World War III. But, what are you going to do?
The store I was talking about, the one they destroyed, I mean, they destroyed it. It's apartments now.
Oh, wow.
Like, zoom, boom, building gone. Now let's rebuild on the crater.
Yeah, that's kind of heart-wrenching.
There've been buildings in my life that have been they're not used anymore, and that's my parents were in the military, and so obviously the Cold War in Germany. So the cinema I was mentioning earlier when I said about Gremlins, and I couldn't see it because I was too young. It's just an empty building now, and it's just
maybe it's just me. I'm trying to look it up in a like a vegetarian, not vegetarian. Why can't I remember this word? Plant thing, etymology, not etymology, whatever. You know what I'm saying? A guide to types of plants. Thank you. And I cannot find the military.
It's right next to the lavatory.
Well, sorry about that. I'm sure British people can make fun of American accents too. I know Stool.
Oh hell yes, they do. Stool does. He makes a living at it.
Mhm. I don't know. There's so many people, not even just British people, American people, where I'm like, you realize there was a letter in between those two other letters you said, right? You know, like,
Oh my.
I don't know.
Okay, now
Yes,
this
but was
is
it a letter
interesting.
that had any reason to be there?
Well, I mean, you know, here in the U.S., military rather than military. Like, where did that A go?
Yeah, why
Oh,
is
this
it
is-
Americans seem to spell light with 20% less letters?
Yes.
It seems like taking the French approach to pronunciation.
Oh, jeez.
You know, like, you know that X at the end of Devereaux? Don't bother. It's just decoration.
Well, I was trying to learn French years ago. This was in the 80s, and one thing I discovered was in pronouncing French, you look at the letters that are there, then you figure out which letters are not there, and you pronounce those.
Yep.
Speaking of learning languages, there's this website called Verbling where you can actually hire a one-on-one internet teacher to teach you languages. So
Oh,
right now,
how's that going?
fairly well. I've only had my trial session so far, but
Okay.
like she lives in Tokyo. Her name is Mizuka. It's probably pronounced Mizuka, but whatever. Point being that she seems pretty nice, and hopefully she'll finally get me fluent. That's been a bucket list item since the 90s. So,
Yay.
and it's an interesting
Well, if you become fluid, they'll have to carry you in a bucket.
Yes.
fluent.
Meanwhile, Russ is sitting there in the corner saying, "Why do they even come in here with these people?"
No, I'm
Something you
too
were saying
busy.
about-
Too
Sorry,
busy looking at. I'm just saying that I'm so busy looking at all the insults that people are giving me because I asked them to give me their best insults.
Okay, then. Oh, jeez.
You want to be
Yeah, Micro.
You what?
The first.
you want to be insulted?
Well, my post on Twitter was, I want you to give me your best insults here. You don't have to aim them at me, but if you wish, you can.
Your mother
Okay.
has a smooth forehead. Sorry, that's a deadly insult to a Klingon.
Yeah, I was going to say there's got to be a Klingon insult. Yeah.
And that one just ran
Unless they
right
were
over
born
my
in the
head.
60s.
Let's see, because there was something else, like an insult. I'm trying, because there was, oh, that's right. It was in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where when Clark gets his, it's not actually a bonus check, it's just a selection of jellies, but he was counting on a bonus check, and he launches into this like 2-minute rant calling his boss every name in the planet. And yeah, it's entertaining to watch, I think.
Moo.
Let me see
So-
if I can pull this up.
I think Frustrated Atheist will enjoy some of mine because I kind of I got this fun game I play with my brother, and it's called Insults to the Death. And
There's more where you came from? Oh, Lord.
so the rules are basically simple. You've got to insult each other as creatively as possible, but if you swear, you lose because you couldn't think of anything better to say.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
I found it.
So, like, say something like, I'm sorry, I'm not fluent in idiot, so please speak slowly and clearly.
Yes,
Nice.
there you go.
Your head is as empty as a hermit's address book.
Your head,
Oh my
what?
gosh,
That's my.
this goes on for a while. It's almost like that Johann Gamble putty, except for insults. It's like, and I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol? And I love that. Took me a while to figure out what four-flushing meant, though. It refers to poker and bluffing, making people think you have a flush. I thought it was because he was full of shit and had to flush 4 times. But no,
Okay.
it's about bluffing that you have a flush.
Let's have a look. Another one of mine. It's a good job that breathing is automatic because if it required an IQ level, you'd be screwed.
Okay. Okay.
So do y'all want to hear some of the ones that people have given me on this? Alrighty, let's see here. Let's go into the tweet. So far we have 2 people who give this person saying you're like Trump. Someone says
That's
if I
insult
want
enough.
right. Someone says if I wanted a reason to drink, I'd ask for your opinion.
Nah,
Okay.
I may
could
have
get
to
it.
remember that one.
I could get a clean shave with that edge. Judging
Wait,
by your,
rewind. Why is that insulting?
I don't know. I guess that's just what he had come to his mind. I guess if somebody says something edgy, it's not an insult, but you could say, I could get a clean shave with that edge. Judging by your face, the birds and the bees in your house started with when a brother and sister really love each other. You're not the dumbest person I know, but you sure as fuck better hope he doesn't die.
That guy's just about as sharp as a bowling ball.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, speaking about sharp
I
one,
like to tell people they have room temperature IQ.
Yeah, that's always a good
nice.
one. That's a good one.
I'd love to know, since G-Man is such a tool, why is he always asking people questions?
Because he's a tool.
Well, that's the interesting one. I don't think you've been around to hear it very much, Laura, but I've mentioned this on a few other shows. We've got some strange stuff here in Pittsburgh. Somebody may ask, may I ask you a question? Where the fuck does that come from?
You know what,
They
though?
all do it.
I'd rather be asked a question than asked a question, though. Because at least the letters are in the right order.
And that's the interesting thing. That's not necessarily a pigeon thing either. That whole axe thing. I mean, my cousin did that when she was, 4 or 5 years old, and from Eastern European stock. So it's definitely not a black thing as some would have it be.
I've been accused of being racist for saying I don't like it when people say axe instead of ask. And I'm like, you know what? I was raised in a state that was 92% white. The only people I ever heard say it were white children who were like kindergartners and shit. Me not liking it has nothing to do with anyone's freaking race. Okay? It has to do with me being something of a language snob is what it's about. You know?
So far, I really like this one. It says, your profile picture looks like Vincent Vaughn gave up.
Oh,
jeez.
Wow.
I've done an opposite version of that, which is when you look at the Mona Lisa, if you realize that it was a 16th century passport photo, it makes a lot of sense.
A 16th century what?
Passport photo.
Oh, passport. Okay. I heard Dust Bowl and I was very confused.
Passport.
Now, there's the one that comes to my mind. Does anybody know on this one, whether it's real or not, that Da Vinci was supposedly the model for his own Mona Lisa? He basically supposedly painted himself as a woman. I don't know if that's true or not. Does anybody know?
I've heard the story. I don't know if there's anything to base it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently there's, sort of all sorts of things, but nobody really knows, except for Da Vinci, and he's not able to let us know.
Yeah, he's not talking. Yeah.
Well,
serious insults for him to get any information to us.
You'd think I get like insult and hate and troll comments more than I do. But since what is this? April 30th of 2019 to today, I only have 21 of them, but some of them are hilariously funny. And some of them are just plain insulting. Like this one dude says, why is this garbage in my feed? Her fake little girl voice is like fingernails on chalkboards, only much worse. I hope to never hear or see this person again. Damn you, YouTube, for an irritating, pointless start to an otherwise beautiful day. I'm just like, wow, someone got creative.
Now, there's the thing. I don't see how you sound like a little girl. Does anybody else get this?
Somewhere in here, I swear there's one about me being on helium. But there's another one. Why is she taking a huge dump on herself in the thumbnail pic? I don't even know which thumbnail that is. Oh, here's one. Video screams Vagisil needed. Whatever freak enjoy hell, you look like you smell like armpits. You're so vain, I bet you think this tube is about you. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, that's Takeoff on a Carly Simon song.
Yeah.
Let's see. Came here from Tosh.0 and yup, you're much weirder on your channel. Please never reproduce. This bitch looks ugly ass fuck. I'm sure that was supposed to be ugly as, but ass fuck, I don't know. So yeah. You're trash. Are you a boy or a lizard? You suck. What?
I don't get that. I do not get that shit at all.
So, I mean, some of these hate comments are entertaining and some of them are just boggling.
Like what? Yeah. Like how? Like, and I find it funny that, like, I find it absolutely hilarious that the best insults that they can try to come up with is talking about shit that happened, like, what, fucking 10 years ago? The Tosh.0 shit?
That wasn't quite that long ago. Or
no,
was
not
it?
quite that long ago, but it was a while ago.
But one person just left the comment MAGA. That's it. Just MAGA.
Oh, Jesus.
You were just starting to attack some logic there.
What's that?
You see, the response to something like that is to just say, yes, and if Biden is, it will become. So
I don't think I even responded. I just, like, copy-pasted, or rather screenshotted and trimmed the comment off of my YouTube page and then, deleted it and blocked the fucker. But there's one, because, okay, here's the thing. Most people in the atheist community value their integrity and their willingness to hear other people. But when I get a comment that's nothing but hate and no dissent from whatever it was I said in the video, yeah, you're gone. You know, if you insult me, but you also address the points, you can stay for a while, I guess. But if you just insult me, nah. So there's one stunned that your neurotic presence and pedantic rocking and ranting has scored you followers, except you has a comma after it for some reason. I fear for the future of our civilization. Your voice is like listening to a squeaky balloon.
I don't get that. No, I don't. I don't see how your voice is disagreeable. I don't. And it's not that it's not that I'm biased. I know I'm biased. But no, this is, an actual real comment. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say something incoherent anyway.
No.
Okay, fine.
All I was going to say was, because we were talking about the Mona Lisa and all that, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, it says that there's been much speculation and debate regarding the identity of the Mona Lisa's sitter. Scholars and historians have posited numerous possibilities, including that she is Lisa del Giocondo, wife of the Florentine merchant Francesco de Bartolomeo del Giocondo, hence the alternative title to the work, La Gioconda. The identity was first suggested in 1550 by artist biographer Giorgio Vasari. And I butchered a lot of those names because, well...
Yes, you did. You did it very well.
I butchered it very well. Thank you. I'm glad you noticed the hard work I took into butchering it.
I've really upset people by laughing at them when they've called me names, because it's like, I basically take the Doctor from Voyager, something he said, and I think it's perfect. And it's basically, he said, I'm a doctor, I'm a hologram. Sticks and stones won't break my bones. So you can imagine how I feel about being called names. And I've just And I've just tweaked it to basically say, this is the internet. Sticks and, basically, you can't hurt me. It's the internet. Oh, someone said something mean about me on the internet. Big deal,
And I didn't see you come in. I was on the other machine doing my backup stuff.
I love it where it's like, sticks and stones may break my bones. Okay, I'll try that.
I
Sticks and
try to
Stones,
hold
what
to
is it?
the
Sticks and
attitude
Stones.
that anyone else's opinion of me is really none of my business.
There you go. And yeah, what is the one? Well, I definitely don't share this this thought or predilection, but you know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. Yeah, that's an old one.
An oldie but a goodie.
Now I've
Mhm.
got a song stuck in my head. Thank you so much.
Oh, yay, yay.
I ache for the touch of your lips, dear, but much more for the touch of your wits, dear. You can raise wealth like nobody else as we dance to the Masochism Tango. Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I at the time, my girlfriend at the time and I did a production on that when we actually danced the Masochism Tango with, what do you want to call it? Including dance moves that simulated what Lara was singing about. She actually set fire to my tie. That was interesting.
I don't know. It's like I love some of those like nasty love songs like that. Like what was the one from Monty Python? Was the it was all about all the diseases, like the medical love song.
I don't know if I remember that one.
I can look it up.
And then there was a bunch of Weird Al songs like that, like "Since You've Been Gone" and what was the other one? I don't know, but yeah. So there's I love fucked up love songs. There's something about them.
I have a Monty Python-esque answer machine message. You know, when my answer machine goes off, and it's kind of like, "Hello, you have reached the Silly Voices Preservation Society. If you have a silly voice, please leave a message after the beep." It's amusing how many people start with
Yeah.
Real quick, were you talking about the medical love song?
Yep. I'm looking at it right now. It's
Okay.
the inflammation of the foreskin reminds me of your smile. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
There's the one I want to do because I rarely get calls that are important. I'd like to record my outgoing message in Ukrainian, but the darn thing is that I do occasionally get a call that I do want to take because it's important in some way, and I can imagine some doctor or something who wanted to tell me that I'm dying next week. Please, just what the hell is this? Just hanging up, So I don't know. I may do it. I may not. We'll find out.
Oh, speaking of which, or it reminded me of something. You remember, like a week ago, I did that sort of YouTube study where they actually asked my opinion about things. Right?
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't know. Like, they sent me a second email. Do you want to join one of these? And I couldn't tell whether it was just they contacted me twice for the same study, or am I about to give my opinions on something other than YouTube comment sections?
That's interesting. It would be kind of nice maybe if they wanted to employ you on a contract basis as a consultant.
Yeah, I'd just end up that Phil in the back of the room going, guys, I see a problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
push you more.
so that'll be interesting because they actually said they really loved my commentary. Now, they could have just said that because they didn't want me to feel bad, but they were like, wow, this is shit we never thought of, that you're like, as the end user going, yeah, that didn't work so well for me, and they didn't realize it. So
That would be great. That would be wonderful if that actually happened. Yes, the we didn't think of that shit stuff.
Well, they gave me a chance to air any grievances I might have had that weren't related to the actual topic. And the big one was that yellow dollar sign and the fact that we don't get told why we get one. Why was my video demonetized? I want a time code. I want the words you found offensive. That way I can avoid it in the future.
Right. Yeah.
But that we've never had that. So when I told them that, they were like, that's a thing? And I was like, duh, it's a thing.
It's called a
We
straight
feel
answer.
been tossed under the bus by YouTube. What do you expect?
Yeah, Thunderfoot's had that problem lately. He's been doing mask or debunking videos, a COVID debunking video, and because he's put in mask and COVID and playing the bit of stupid and then replying to bit of stupid, the algorithm says, no, you're passing on bad COVID information, therefore delete.
Oh yeah, I've had my videos
Yes.
for hate speech when I was portraying the hate speech as a bad thing. You know, that was one of the things I told them. I was like, we need an explanation box. When we say I want human review, you should get a box that allows you to explain yourself and why you think your video isn't as horrible as the algorithm thought.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what happened with also Scholar Fiction. Whenever I
was going to mention him.
Yeah,
yes,
and
so
he brought on Matt Powell and sat there and was pretty much going after his stuff about people of LGBTQ, and he's like, dude, it's fucking terrible for you to say that type of shit. And because of that, he got the strike. He got a strike.
Skylar got his account pulled on that one, and he had to go through a bunch of shit to get it back. Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of Matt Powell, I put up a video where it was a live stream. I think it was the Non Sequitur show, and I cropped out Steve McRae, and it was like a whole bunch of us and Matt Powell, and I actually told him to tell me to my face that I should be executed. And the I put it on my channel to call him out, and YouTube got really pissy about it.
And I'll play in the exact words Matt Powell responded to whenever she asked, when she said, I want you to tell me to my face that you think I personally should be executed. His response was such a fucking weasel response. It was, well, it doesn't matter what I think. The Bible says this, and this is what it's like. I don't give a shit what the Bible says. I want what you think personally.
Yes, and Robert Reed recently put one up because Frank Turek pulled that one. It was Turek said something to the effect of, if you don't like this particular, or you don't like my take on this particular thing, go argue with Jesus, because I'm just saying what Jesus said. And yeah, he brought that to my attention, and I do want to make a response to that, because that is the biggest piece of shit response. It's the Donald Trump, I'm not taking responsibility for anything I've done or said.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, don't talk to me, talk to Jesus. It's what Jesus said. I'm like, yeah, but you're not just saying what Jesus said. You're following his instructions.
Well, that too. Yes. Yeah.
And the thing is that what I said whenever I saw the Frank Turek thing was, I sat there and said, Jesus also felt that he was justified for flipping over tables in the tabernacle and freaking whipping people. I don't care what Jesus thinks. I want to know what you think.
Yeah, I took there's a famous painting of Jesus dumping over the table, and I reworked it so it looks like he's flipping a table at a D&D session.
Do you have that? Please tell me you have that and you can screen share it for us. I got to see this.
Okay, well, if Perps will share the screen.
Yeah, get there in a second. Sloth Girl.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's just it's taking me a while with this computer to get anything up.
I love that Mona Lisa thing.
Yay!
Okay. Where's Kate's thing?
Well, it's sort of down here. No.
Oh, yes, that one. I saw that one, yeah.
I love it. I love it. And the funniest things about it is because he's flipping over the table, and you have this guy over here holding on to his money like, oh no, she's going to come over here and flip our table. He's so mad with his DM.
I did not lose to that orc.
So, I was having fun with it.
I love it. Oh, Lordy.
I've seen enough, flip the table videos and comics and parodies. I figured if Jesus is doing that.
Jesus is doing it, Mom, as well, just add on to it.
There is something fun, I have to admit, and granted, it's kind of cruel, but if someone is totally wigging out and there's no placating them because they think they're being super insulted when they're not, I say pile on, because you can't smooth it over, so you might as well have some fun with it. And like I say, that may be a little dickish, it may be a little cunty, but there's no helping these people, and you might as well enjoy your day.
You see, I sit there and I take the approach that, for the most part, I try to be as moderate with people as possible. But then there's just some people that you just look at and you're like, yeah, no, they're not going to be moderate at all with you. So might as well just fucking go all in.
Yeah, Sloth Girl sent this one to on Trump's boat parade.
Wait a minute. Is that the one?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I like that.
Jen Aldridge shared on Facebook on where it was Cardi B, and then because she has the WAP song, it has her in the background of the boat sinking because of all the water coming onto it. That one made me laugh.
Are you familiar with the Steve McRae video where he was having a weird drunken rant, and he said, "I'm not a king in this game."
Wait, what did he say?
He said, I'm a king in this game. And that's where the King Steve moniker came from. Well, I did a little bit of artwork myself.
Oh, share it, Laura, share it. We got to see this.
Okay.
With Steve's head on.
I love it. I love it, Laura. That's amazing.
Well, as long as we're still sharing things like funny Jesus pictures, this, if you'll share it, is probably the best one I ever made of Jesus pictures, just because no one else thought of it. You remember when people were posting pictures of like Jesus playing the drums or whatever, like that? I was like, I have not seen this, and I thought it was about time.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then of course I had to make this one.
Jesus man.
So,
Jesus, there's already a
Bible man.
Yeah,
I have a
bringing him up. Yeah, it's God. If you've ever seen any of those shows, they are so fucking weird.
So I've got a plan for something for later this year. Do you remember there was that interview with Trump? And the guy's face is just like, what? I'm screen sharing it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. That's not the one I was thinking of. But
it's just loads of them. So I'm going to make an advent calendar of journalists and people looking at Trump stuff and going, what? Just confused faces,
The sad part is that they almost exclusively have to not be Americans. So Jesus from the Life of Brian was also Captain / Admiral Piet in Star Wars.
Yeah,
nice.
He was also really good in Firefox.
The browser.
He was the Kachowski. What was it? I've forgotten his name now.
Wait, was that a Clint Eastwood movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like the KGB top guy.
I love that. I just love it how you're like, okay.
There's also
I've worked in 4 video stores, so there's a lot of movie trivia in my head.
Yeah, it just kind of keeps rattling around up there.
There's another creepy one. Steve has a weird habit of like creeping over women, so I thought that this was kind of.
Oh,
discreet. You sharing it, Purple?
Yeah, this trackball's not working real well either, so it takes me just to get around the screen.
That's one I haven't seen. Oh my word!
I just made that a couple of weeks ago.
Why? Gosh, he makes it so difficult to not hate him.
Yeah. I know, and this is the weird thing because even now he gives me the impression that he's got some sort of crush on me, and I'm thinking, why, please?
Oh, I got that impression from G-Man many times. Like after I decided to pretend he didn't exist, that he was just dead to me for years, literally 2 years. He kept trying to get me to reply to him and be on his show and this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, dude, the way you're acting right now, it sounds like you're crushing.
Kate, he does the same thing with freaking Dragnot. He sits there and he has been several times sit there and called a truce with Dragnot, where he sits there is like, I won't make videos about you. You won't make videos about, or I won't make videos about you. You won't make videos about me. Drag says, deal. And he goes off to mess with somebody else. Not but like fucking 3 months later, what does he do? He sits there, and here comes G-Man saying, "Dragnut." He's over here saying this, and it's like,
Well, my
it's
last interaction with G-Man was a big old live stream with a bunch of people. And when it was my turn to talk and I started giving my position, G-Man kept reinterpreting it. And I finally told him, dude, if you can't take my words as they are, if you can't take my position as it is, if you're going to try to assign me one, then there's no point talking to me, or talking to you, or to me, actually. And he punted me out. And I was like,
yeah, because
wait a minute.
it's a show.
What's that?
It shows of a dishonest interlocutor, and you don't want to have a conversation with someone who's being dishonest.
So wait, was that or was that not the one on SJ's channel?
I think she was there. I don't remember if it was her. It couldn't have been her channel because, G-Man couldn't have kicked me out.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I had thought that it was SJ's channel, but okay, I'm full of shit. That's nothing new.
But yeah, so she was definitely there, though. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. Because I remember when you were talking to her, you were amazed at how civil she was.
Yes, but that was a different stream. That was me and her alone.
That one too. I thought you had mentioned it about the first one, but no. Okay.
No, this was after that. This is when G-Man decided, like, I don't know if G-Man is transphobic. It didn't come up. I don't think there was anyone trans in the stream, to be honest.
Yes, he is.
Okay, that makes
I wouldn't
sense.
be surprised to find out that he is.
I mean,
yeah.
he's homophobic. He's definitely homophobic. Like, he sits there, and if anybody sits there and brings up this type of stuff to him, he sits there and just goes fucking off on them, and it's like, dude. And then it's hilarious because he sits there and says that he had a dream about some like army guys or whatever coming up behind him in the bathroom or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was
for
like,
the love of Saint, look.
oh, it's like,
You ain't that
G-Man.
attractive, honey.
I'm like, and all I kept thinking is G-Man.
Oh, look, there's a kitty.
Just
There
in
is
the
a kitty behind the frustrated atheist. Yay.
Yes. Oh no, that's my doggo behind me.
Oh, that you do. Oh.
My sister's
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I see.
Oh no, my sister's cat is somewhere around here. He's around here doing something.
Here's my dog.
Yay, Howie! Yay!
I miss my doggy.
One of my cats.
I've got a video on my channel, which is just crazy. It's called G-Man the Dog Dropper, because Dragnor posted, put his full name in the comments just to piss him off. He decides that he's going to attack everybody but Dragnor, effectively.
Oh, of course.
So he doxed, he doxed people, showed messages.
Is this whenever he doxed Red's Rhetoric face?
No, he didn't actually get around to doing that one. But
he ends up doing it. He ends up doing it in one of his mini doxing sessions.
Yeah, so in this video, there were 143 threats. 15
Oh, that's awesome. I got to get that for Facebook and Twitter. Oh, fucking hell.
Sorry,
I would really...
Go ahead.
Stop it.
I would really like to see Gary try to dox me, because everybody in the world knows who I am and was. So that's one of the advantages, if you will, of just going public with all of it. That there are no secrets and nobody can hold anything over your head.
Here's the sister.
Kitty! Yay!
Go on, boy. Yeah, he came up here so he can knock shit down. One of his mini doxing sessions, what happens was like, it was being live streamed, and he sits there and he was listening to a stream of drags, and his only response, what he said was, he goes, "The next person who sits there and says my name, I'm going to sit there and dox everybody." And then he sits there and listens on. And of course, because everyone's going to say fucking Gary Moore, he sits there. It's like, okay. And he goes, "Here's so-and-so. Yeah, you see that? You see it? Yeah, and here, and there's that where that person lives. Oh yeah, and this is what that person looks like, and it's like really. So people kept on making excuses for him. And it's like, dude, he's pretty much saying that he has no control over his own fucking actions. And I'm sorry, but I sit there and I like Kate, and if Kate sat there and didn't have her name out there and didn't say, "Hi, I'm Kate," and I knew her information, and I could get so fucking pissed at her that I still wouldn't sit there and go out and say, "Oh, do you want to know Bionic Dance's real name? Well, this is it because I'm mad at her." No, fuck that. That's fucking bullshit.
Yep. I mean, Reds has said some pretty shitty stuff about me. And I know his real name because he does rocket launches.
Mm-hmm.
So he had one camera, and then
wait
he
a minute.
was saying, "Oh, you're not videoing the whole thing. You're moving from one to another. That's where you edit it in." So he went and got another one. I was the one that took the money and bought it for him and had it mailed to him.
Yeah.
What does Reds have against you?
Because I don't like Steve.
It's one of those 6 degrees 2 things. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah.
No, I don't like Steve either. Steve, if you're listening, I mean, the camel that broke the straw's back when he had Silverman on, and actually did not boot him off for pulling the stuff he pulled.
So
here's the big problem with Silverman, to be honest, because I've met him many times. He's kind of nice and fun to hang out with. So the shit that goes on behind closed doors, and like when he's not in a social situation, I'm like, I want to stay friends with you, but I kind of feel like I can't.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is with Silverman is like, if you're gonna have him on your channel, that's fine, but attack his fucking stupid and bad ideas. Like, I mean, for instance, like whenever freaking Rationality Rules had Stefan Molyneux on.
Oh, Lord.
If he were to attack him for his race realism bullshit, that'd have been fine. But no, he goes off of some fucking obscured little thing that he goes off of and is like, this is what we're going to discuss. And I'm never once going to bring up your race realism stuff. And it's like, that's irresponsible platforming. Like, you were literally platforming him. And even though y'all didn't even talk about the race realism stuff, people are going to sit there and find him, watch his shit, see his race realism stuff, and then be like, "Oh, this guy makes a lot of sense." And now you've just,
Yeah, well, the whole thing was,
and the whole thing about revealing people's names. By the time I became a YouTuber, my name was already out there. Like before I became a YouTuber, I had an IMDb entry. So I'm like, there's no point hiding my name. There really isn't.
What were you on?
I wasn't actually on anything at the time. What I had done was worked on a video game for Disney that used voices from the actors who were in the movie. So the game ends up in IMDb, and thus the production staff did. Now I do have some on-screen credits to my name, but it's mostly like indie flicks being behind the scenes that I've got.
So with the Disney game, was it one that actually got released, or was it one that which game?
It was the PC game for Atlantis: The Lost Empire. It's called Trial by Fire.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Terrible. It is a bad game. And all I did on it was
about what happened.
All I personally did on it was script cutscenes, though. So,
but is it like one of those things where it's like yeah, I have an IMDb thing, and people are like, oh, what is it? You're like, let's just not talk about it, okay, guys? let's not go down this.
There's only one thing on my IMDb page that I'm ashamed of, and it's because the animation I did was terrible. These days I could do so much better on that flick, but if I watched it now, I'd be embarrassed for me.
What is it? What's it called?
Oh God, what the hell did he call it? I'll have to look it up. Because it's literally been more than a decade. So
whenever you did that, was like in your early days of doing animation. So it was just like, now that you've actually gotten more experience in it, you just look back and you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Okay, so I oversold how long ago it was. It was in 2013.
Oh, okay.
But I guess Tosh.0 is my only on-screen credit. But animation department is 2, art department 2, and special effects 1. So
Nice.
Moo. Yeah,
I have no IMDb whatsoever. So
that Tosh.0 was kind of cute. I'll tell you, that was a nice
I had
show.
fun doing that. I mean, it was almost like doing a live stream, but someone edits it later.
yeah, somebody else does it, not you.
Kate, to
Yeah.
be fair, it was over a decade because it's been at least a decade since the last presidential election.
Yeah, well,
God, it
it's
feels
been at
like
least
it.
a decade since January.
Yeah, there you are.
As soon as November 3rd comes, I'm gonna be like, what year is this? I forgot. Where am I? What is
Oh
this?
man, don't get Kate and me started, okay? I mean, we will go into Coffee with Lavender if you let us. Oh my!
Yeah, I've gone
But,
on some very, very loud and protracted rants about Trump, Biden, politics, etc.
Yeah. It's
There's
I
a
don't
chance
like
I
it.
have strong opinions.
No, really?
Maybe
A
we
very
never knew
easy
that.
way to mess with strangers
A little bit.
is just run up to any stranger on the street frantically and say, "What's the date? What's the date?" And when they give it to you, and say, "But the year? What year is it?"
Mm,
There you
Right,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they tell you, you run off, go, "I saved the world," or something, or "We're all in danger." Oh, crap, it didn't
No.
work. Or something.
Or what you do is you say, "Oh my gosh, there's still time," and then you run off.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
find myself in the same position I found myself in 4 years ago, where, okay, I detest Trump. Absolutely detest that piece of shit. But I'm no fan of Joe Biden either.
Yeah.
Now, what do? Last time around, I held my nose and cast my vote for Clinton. Do I do that again? Do I do a protest vote? It's
No.
What I've heard, so this is what I've heard from a lot of people. It's like Biden is no more left-winging than Trump is. Right.
You're quite correct. Yes.
He's just left or less right leaning.
He's lefter than Trump, but he's nowhere near left. And the thing is so the way it's been described that I've sat there and agreed with is that it's not necessarily that we're trying to vote for the most the left-leaning president or candidate. What we're doing is we're just trying to elect someone who can get us to where we can get to the position we need to be in. And if we keep going with Trump, we're not going to get there. But if you go with
Biden, I don't think we're going to get there.
We're not
with
getting there with
Biden either.
Biden either. Biden does not support my my positions on policy. He does not want to move the country in the same direction I want to. He doesn't represent me. The Democrat Party has cast every progressive aside at this point, given us a big middle finger. And so at that point, I'm like, well, why would I vote for you? And everyone's like, but Trump. And I'm like, that's not good enough. What am I voting for? Not what am I voting against?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
well,
I've described.
unfortunately, what I am voting against is someone who is actively trying to literally kill the middle class.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
Where was I headed on this?
So
one?
what's
I
Kate
forget.
putting up here?
Okay. I like it. I really like it.
That's the way I feel about what we've been doing in this country when it comes to voting for the left. It's always lesser of two evils leads to a greater evil. Lesser of two evils leads to a greater evil. It's like
yes.
Dang, I had another one actually, Purple.
The
ratchet effect.
Yeah, well, you've shown that one before.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's like we keep moving further and further and further right, and no one seems to have the courage to do anything about it, except for a few of us. Those of us who are Phil in the back of the room being told to shut up. We are the ones, trying to get everyone to come with us to make things better, and they just want to make things not be destroyed or whatever. It's like you can't do both, people. Ugh, such a pain in the ass.
What I've talked about on our streams, and I don't know if I've talked about it much elsewhere. What I ran into when the Biden campaign put up one of their PR things, these we're great and all this other stuff, and I said, responded. I said, Mr. Biden, would you please consider things like Medicare for All or a UBI or that sort of thing? And immediately from the audience, everybody was all over me with, why are you supporting Trump? Now, where in my response did you see or hear anything about supporting Trump? Where did you see anything about me disparaging Joe Biden? All I said was, you don't support these particular planks. Would you consider supporting them? But the entire audience was all over me. And it's like, what is wrong with you people? You know, it's a knee-jerk reaction that they have. And it's not only is it holding us back, it's pushing us further back.
You know what makes me chuckle? The only reason why Clinton wasn't called the Antichrist, because the Bible specifically says it'll be a man. And the funny thing is, Trump fits exactly what's written.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Trump is God-given, okay? God sat there and brought his hand down from the sky and said, here's your new candidate. And he speaks for me. And that's what happens. No, Lord, you're wrong, okay?
America. It always makes me chuckle when I say it's. I forgot what his name now. Jeffries, was it? And it's like, yeah, and it's like, you know, the world is billions of years old, and America is like 250 years old, and that's when God picked a team.
Yeah. I fucking love Jim Jeffries. He's so fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jim Jeffries, like he's in my top 5 at least, if not top 3.
Yeah. And like one of my favorites is like whenever he's sitting there, he's going about talking about all the characters. He's like, now people from the Bible, they were probably like this tall now, like they're like 3 foot nothing, because of of how we've grown in height over time. And he's just going off. So he gets down on his knees on the stage. He goes, now this is this little fucker here, and he just keeps going on and on. And I'm just like, dude, I was like, look, I'm going to need you to stop, because if you don't stop, I'm going to crack a rib. Ugh.
Oh my. Yeah, well, yeah, Microraptor knows where I'm coming from. Yeah, it is possible to dislike both. I mean, okay, I'm going to say it, and yeah, everybody's going to, oh, yeah, Bernie. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Bernie Sanders run against Donald Trump both times around. Or if not, there were a number of other candidates who would have done at least as good a job.
Speaking as a former Vermonter, I wanted Bernie as president so fucking bad. You have no idea. Just saying.
Oh, the first go around, like whenever it was, Bernie was running, I was like, yes, this is a guy who is pretty much actually what the left is supposed to be. And then he'd sit there and dropped out, and I was like, no.
Well, there were so
well, no, he didn't drop out.
Had to go wrong. I mean, what had happened was right before Super Tuesday on, what was it, Terror Monday, I think they call it, something like that. Obama made a bunch of phone calls, said, guys, Joe will give you places in his administration if you drop out for Biden, and they did. And
this time around that happened. Yes,
unsplit the vote, and that's how Biden got nominated. And also, it still might have been closer if Lizzie Warren had dropped the hell out, But there were only 3 people on the debate stage that I actually would have been okay with as president, and the rest were all slime. So,
although I will say that Elizabeth Warren going after fucking Bloomberg, I think it was. I haven't watched it, but from what I heard, she just fucking slaughtered him on that.
Well, Bloomberg's pretty unremarkable, really. I mean, he's a sleeping pill is what he is. I think one of the bigger things, though, was Bernie kept trying to run a nice campaign. He kept trying to go high instead of low. And that's not the world we live in. You have to go for the fucking jugular if you want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and Crimson...
Well,
good luck with you, Crimson. This is the darn thing. Okay, you say I'm riding with Biden, and when he gets in, or I'm going to bully him more left. He's not going more left. He doesn't have that reverse gear.
Well, no. I disagree. I completely disagree. The problem is that forcing him, bullying him left has to happen before he's elected. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Lawrence O'Donnell said that he was working in the Democrat Party in one of the administrations, and he didn't have to listen to anybody on the left. And that's because they would not show a willingness to not vote for people. You have to make people realize, look, I got to please the people or they're not voting for me. That's the only way to bully them left. You're not going to do it after they're in office.
Yeah.
I never thought that Bernie had a chance in the last election, and it wasn't.
He did.
Well, no. What I'm trying to, I'm going to say something you'll disagree, but I think you might understand what I mean. So, unfortunately, too many Americans remember the Soviet Union and stuff like that. He said he was a socialist, and he might as well have said I'm a communist, because that's what people think. I ain't voting for no damn commie.
The generation before me, the parents, and I use that word loosely, my loosely used parents' generation, they heard that, and they were all over it because, they were through World War II, and they were through the Cold War and everything, and even some of the people my age were swayed with that because we do remember. I was born in 1957. That wasn't very much after the end of World War II. We were deep in the Cold War, and the darn thing that dynamic doesn't exist anymore. There's a bad dynamic that's there now, but it's not that one.
The irony of it is, of course, the Trump supporters today are perfectly fine with the Russians helping him get in.
Well, I'm just going to butt in real quick to just say that I'm going to take off now. Got some stuff I got to get done. But it was nice chatting with people. And Lavender, I need to get on the show again so that way we can talk. It's been so long.
I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long, and I do miss you.
I know. And so I need to be able to get back on the show so that way I can sit there and talk to y'all. Like last time I would have came in, but I came in like literally when you were trying to end shit, and I was like, well, damn.
Hey, honey, do you remember the show? It was the after show when I had Neil on, and you were on panel, Kate was on panel, and Darth Dawkins was giving us shit from the side chat.
Darth Dawkins, oh my god.
Well, and the funny part about that is he kept insisting that we let him into the stream to debate him. And we said, we don't want you in this stream because this is just social, but how about we schedule a different stream with you? And I was like, I'll totally schedule a different stream with you. And he's like, you're all cowards. You won't talk to me. You just said I'd talk to you.
I think I even sat there and said, look, even if you don't want to go on her channel where she can mute you, we can get on my channel and I will fucking sit there and moderate the discussion. And he's just he's like, God, y'all are all just cowards. And I'm like,
yeah, he wanted to be on channel at the worst possible time. Yeah. He wanted to disrupt what was going on in order to be around. And his whole thing was the disruption. Yeah.
Well, and
it wasn't enough for him it seemed like it wasn't enough for him to achieve his goal. He had to achieve his goal his way.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't want to be on somewhere that somebody's going to moderate him.
Yeah.
Not that Diana couldn't have if he was on her channel.
I mean, shit, I had a kick button. Yeah, it would be like, you could be. I, believe it or not, had thrown people off my channel previously.
The thing is,
not often.
The thing is with Darth Dawkins is the fact that because he runs his script and he doesn't ever deviate from it, if you give an answer that is a very acceptable and coherent answer, but it doesn't fall on his script, he just sits there and goes, well, now look, you're just being dishonest right now. And it's like,
well,
Yeah,
okay,
where's the dishonesty?
I'm in a conversation on Facebook right now where I'll admit I'm not taking the answers people are giving, largely because they're not actually addressing the point I'm making or the question I have, which is like, okay, all-powerful God plus something he can't do equals bullshit. Explain. Is it in essence? And they keep going, well, God is love, and he sacrificed Jesus with his blood for forgiveness. I'm like, dude, that's not what I'm asking. You know, because the real topic, the full topic was about people, like, it was about Jesus needing to be sacrificed on the cross in order to get rid of original sin, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, couldn't an all-powerful deity have chosen a completely more benign method than sacrificing his son, who's also him? I mean, couldn't he just poof with the magic? And they're not addressing it. They're all like, no, it has to be a certain way. Well, why?
If it turns out that I'm God, if it turns out that I'm God, all I ask is for you to sacrifice a ham sandwich.
There you go. I mean, it turns out that it's that way because that's the way the Jews of the Old Testament were. And the whole thing just came from what they did. And I'm going to say it. I recently said it on Twitter. I'll say it here. I know that a lot of people have that argument going and they consider me extremely wrong with that whole religion, mental illness thing going on. But I find it, there's something just slightly wrong with a person who hangs on to that barbaric blood magic ritual stuff today. I mean, even when it's been sanitized, here we are a couple thousand years later, and they're still hanging on to slaughtering and human sacrifice. Somebody had posted a picture about the washed in the blood of the lamb that was posted on their door, and their kid was like, what the hell is this? And it's like, something's got to be a little bit wrong with that person. Sorry, but
I just want to put it out there. If anybody's going to make a sacrifice to me, leave the virgins alone. Give me a kinky slut who knows what she's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, Billy Connolly said something like that. He's like, 72 virgins. If you've ever been with one virgin, give me 2 fire-breathing whores, is the way he put it.
So I will say that I do disagree with your characterization of it, but I will say that I also do agree that that Christianity is definitely a religion that's based around death, and they want to keep talking about that. It's a death religion, and the thing is I wouldn't be so upset with them if they just acknowledge that they are a death religion, that their religion is based around death, because they'd sit there and try to say, oh, we're all about the life, the life, we celebrate life thing. And it's like, your biggest thing is, like you said, Lavender, was you're washed in the blood of the lamb. Then you have the fact that, your savior is somebody who was fucking killed, like not just killed, fucking tortured and killed.
Yes.
And then before that, you acknowledge that your God needed fucking sacrifices. Like, this is all about death. Like, you want to sit there and focus on the lovey-dovey life shit, and that's great. But acknowledge the fact that you are a death religion. Like, you surround your religion on death.
And the passion.
The thing that really pisses me off about the Christian faith is even when they control the majority of the world, they still go on with this narrative of how persecuted they are.
Yes, absolutely.
We're so persecuted. Now wait right here, Vikings, while we sit there and either slaughter you or convert you.
Yeah.
You mentioned Darth Dawkins a bit ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there is a video. There's Darwin's Greatest Hits. If you've heard of that.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen any of it. But I hear that there's a lot of great stuff on there.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I'm on it.
Oh, are you?
I had a conversation with him some time ago, and effectively, I did the same pre-sup argument. I just used Zeus instead.
Okay, yeah, and they just don't get that shit.
Yeah, he wriggled. No. But
the
I have a wonderful quote for you from Darwin's Dawkins, okay? And it says, "No, I'm not merely assuming it. I'm telling you that he's revealed it. So if it is the case that he's revealed it, then it would not be a mere assumption. Now, it could be the case that it was a mere assumption if it were not the case that the Christian God exists. But I'm asserting to you that the Christian God has stated that he's revealed himself. Now, you may say that that is a mere assumption, a mere assertion, but you cannot demonstrate that that is the case. I mean, talk about a roundabout circle of saying the same thing.
You're pretty much saying that I am asserting that this is the case, so that means it's the case, and that's not right.
It's sophistry, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's fucking word salad for pretty much saying something that he could say in a few words, which is, you may think that I'm asserting it, but my assertion says that I'm not.
Yeah,
and that's dark. Like, have any of y'all seen the debate with Dawkins and Red Venture?
No.
Oh my god! So, do we all know who? We all know who Red is, though.
I don't know.
I haven't seen him in ages, but yeah, I know who he is.
The name is not even a tiny smidge familiar.
Okay, so Red Venture is somebody who is very he's knowledgeable in philosophy. He does a lot of he sits there and does a lot of stuff in philosophy, and he decided to have a debate on modern day debate with Darth Dawkins, and Darth Dawkins knows very, very, very little about philosophy, and so he goes in there to tries to yes, Nerdy Rodent, I assert that my assertion is an assertion. Yes, that's it. But he sits there and goes in there to talk to him, and what ends up happening is Red sat there and said that started talking about different branches of philosophy, and one of them the one that he brought up, what happened was because Red went off of Darth Dawkins' script, he sat there and asked him a question, and Red sat there and answered it. And the very same thing that he brought up, not but like fucking a minute ago, he sits there and goes, well, because he sits there and goes, what Red said something like, there was, because we have things like the laws of non-contradiction and all these other different things, whatnot. And so then fucking Dawkins asked him a question, and Red's answered it, and he goes, well, have you heard of the laws of non-contradiction? And it's like, I just brought it up.
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit, I kind of don't like people who are really into philosophy because they tend to be a bit ivory tower about it. There's a lot of times where I have heard an argument from somebody about, say, a moral thing.
Who are you calling from?
And I will say, that doesn't work in the real world. When you actually have sort of a boots on the ground approach to this stuff, nuts and bolts, what you're saying philosophically doesn't work. So that's why I kind of tend to not like, say, Steve McRae, because his view on philosophy is very ivory tower.
Yeah. So I will agree with you there. Like, me personally, I'll be the first one to tell you that there are certain schools of philosophy that I can sit there and argue with people about all day long. But I'll tell you I'll be the first one to tell you that I fucking hate philosophy. And so
can I just interrupt for a second, please? Because I've been sat in the green room now forever.
Purple, you're here. You're on.
I know, but Purple, I'm talking to Purple. Your green room sucks. There's no beer. There are no grapes. It's really fucking shit.
Oh,
no groupies or hookers.
Yeah, there you go. No blackjack.
Here's the whole thing. Can I just give you a quick warning, please? Because while I've been listening, you've used the M word more than 3 times now. So be very, very careful.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like philosophy. I don't like philosophers.
Well, hold on. Which N word are you talking about, Stool?
M for mother. The M word.
Mother.
McRae.
No, not that particular word, but the M word, which I'm not going to say, because if you say it, he will appear.
Only if you're looking into a mirror.
Oh, him. Yeah, you gotta look into the mirror. Oh, I got a mirror right there. Oh no, I just gotta sit there and cover it up and make sure I don't look into it whenever I say his name.
I had to block him eventually on the Twitters because at first I thought it was amusing, but then I accidentally agreed with him once.
And he didn't shut up about it, did he?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So that's the thing is like conversations with Steve wouldn't be as unbearable if you didn't sit there and once you agreed with certain aspects of what he's saying, if he didn't become insufferable about it.
Yeah. Do people actually?
No, he's always insufferable. I mean,
he's always insufferable in general. But what I'm saying is that conversations with him wouldn't be as bad if he wasn't so insufferable about when you agree with him.
Can you update me? Because I haven't watched that thing that he used to do with Kyle for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So is he doing other things kind of stream-wise? Or
Yeah, he
is.
Oh, it's getting even better because apparently the guy that's doing it, because he's doing it with Agree to Argue with Reasons to Believe. And the guy behind that is saying that it's going to cost $3,000 per show, and there's only both of them. You know.
Oh my god, I saw that breakdown, and then whenever somebody asked Steve, "Why is it going to cost you $3,000 per show?" he sat there and was like, "Where did you get that number from?" And it's like, you like this came from you.
It didn't. It came from. Is it Fuzrana?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it Fuzrana that does that?
I don't remember who does it, but
it was his
it's from his team.
And people keep saying like it's really going to cost that much. And the thing about it is, what's even more amusing is that the non sequitur thing that's going on. It's a law case right now. It's a lol suit. So what's happening with it is that Kyle has now got a list. So if he was being paid to do the job, since he did most of the work, effectively he and Steve got guests, and that
was there not a proper grown-up article about this in Forbes?
There was a Forbes article. I been reading.
About the Steve McRae non sequitur show.
It's about the non sequitur shit. Yeah.
Right.
So the guy, if I'm not mistaken, his name was Peter. He made this article and posted it on Forbes, and he sat there and goes on about how much of a crowd that this has drawn in, and he sat there, and it's funny because the way he worded it was, he said, he's like, never before have I ever seen such few people talk about as little as they're talking about, but gather so much interest from others about it.
That pretty much summed it up. Yeah.
And it was it was a great article, but I sat there and I told him, I told the guy who wrote it, I said, look, there's one aspect that you're forgetting, and the fact that this is drama, and drama draws a crowd. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
drama. Yeah.
If me and Kate ended up having a feud, regardless if it was real or not, as long as it was able to draw up enough drama that people would take sides, it will draw a fairly large crowd if we sit there
and pay money to watch.
Oh God, yes.
What was the word? What was the phrase that Laura just used? Did you say lol suit?
Yeah.
I like
it's
that. It is a lol suit, isn't it? I mean, what's the technical legal term? Damn, I can't remember the legal term. When you bring something really frivolous to court.
It sounds like a slap suit.
I believe.
No, it's not a slap suit.
No, it's not, is it?
A slap suit is.
It's rich people trying to shut people up. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I forget the word, but it's basically wasting the time of the court. It's so trivial.
I believe you've already spoken the word. I believe it's here anyway. It's simply called a frivolous lawsuit.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get it correct? Yay.
Yeah.
I think you
Right.
did.
Oh,
Believe it or not, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck you.
yeah, definitely this is a frivolous lawsuit. Like that, like this is something that literally, if the two of them acted like fucking adults, they could have gotten this settled out, just between each other.
I stopped
not
paying
only that-
attention to it a long time ago because it bores the pants off me. But if I were to be a cynical piece of shit, which I can be, I would say, hey, maybe Steve and Kyle are kind of playing a game here.
I have a hard time believing that because I've met Kyle and obviously I've been in streams with Steve, and frankly, I don't think that they would conspire together like that. I really don't.
Yeah, no. I don't either.
I said if I was being cynical,
Yeah. The thing is with so I don't like the closest thing I know that as far as Kyle's concerned about making money goes is the fact that he had a GoFundMe that's for the for the trial or whatnot. But Steve himself is over here trying to do anything and everything to garnish as much money as possible. I mean, like we said, he brought up the whole entire $3,000 an episode type of thing and all sorts of other shit.
I do have to say, well, I know everybody here wants to rag on Steve. Kyle kept the books, and when the court date came up, Kyle did not want to show anyone the books.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that what Kyle did.
Definitely.
Are any of these things true? Because unless you're party to the event and conversation, do you actually know that you're being told the truth?
That's why I say I don't know a lot about it, but as far as the stuff on the books, the thing that has pissed me off the most about this is I didn't care about Steve one way or the other. If he had gone away quietly, I probably wouldn't have noticed for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I have wound up having to step in to remind people that, Kyle has done some suspicious things in this.
Yeah.
Yes, he has. Yeah. I grant you that.
Yeah, so it's awfully difficult at times when you suddenly realize that someone you hate is the good guy. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Steve.
Oh my gosh, I've got.
What's annoyed me is that I've wound up defending Steve, and it's like, I really don't like him, but let's, keep the facts correct.
Well, the facts are that this would be a much better world without him, frankly.
I've got a complete tangent to go off on because Kate just hit the nail on the head there.
I like going off on a tangent. I think we've been on this.
I love tangents, and you can see what I'm trying to do here, Purple, can't you? So, Kate, you know what it's like when you've got a kind of hero, if you like, that you've watched on TV, movies, whatever, and it turns out that they're a dick. Like,
well, I mean, I think
feeling.
when people do that, they're kind of having to ignore some inconvenient facts. Like a lot of people say that Daniel was the bad guy in the Karate Kid. Bullshit. He wasn't the bully. He really wasn't.
We all know that you're totally into Roxette. And I get that. I really do get that because I'm a bit 80s myself and I loved Roxette. I'm not so sure that you'll be familiar with the group T'Pau.
I've heard of it.
Does that mean anything to you?
Well, I know that it's a Vulcan character from Star Trek, but it's also a band, and correct. I swear to Poseidon I've heard some of their music.
Well, thank you, Nerdy. I love you too. Kissy,
Nerdy, you picked the wrong heroes. I'm sorry.
And this is quite true. Nerdy's a dick.
Nerdy's a dick.
T'Pau was a really famous group over here in UK land in the 80s. And one of my fondest memories was listening to their very, very famous songs whilst I was doing the Rumpy Pumpy with a lady. And it turns out that the lead singer from from T'Pau, whose name is Carol Decker, she's a ginger, but we can forgive her for that. She's tweeting all over the place about how she's now not believing in COVID. And
well,
I hate it when the heroes become the fucking shit.
I've had so many things like that happen through the years. You know, it's like when I found out that a very large portion of the cast from Babylon 5 are screaming right-wingers, I was like, no, why, guys? You know, that kind of thing. So
The thing is, they can believe what they want to believe. They can be whatever side of whatever, but why do they have to say such stupid fucking things?
Well,
So,
I mean,
Kate-
honestly, I don't think they should be allowed to like love their own side, to be on their own side, because so many of their own side involves interfering unwelcome in people's lives. You know, I mean, I will let you have your ideology. I just won't let you implement it on anyone who's unwilling.
I get that.
So I've got. Sorry. I was just gonna say, because Kate brought up the whole entire Daniel not being the villain in Karate Kid. Yeah. So have you seen any of Cobra Kai yet?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen all of it. I binge watched the whole thing in less than 24 hours.
So the first thing I have to say about that is that fucking season 2 ending. The fuck.
Yeah, I know. I'm
But,
dying for season 3.
Yes, me too. Because I've got to figure out what the fuck's gonna happen. But anyways, that aside, because you and I, Kate, we could sit there and talk fucking forever about that.
Absolutely.
But that aside, so the thing is I don't think that that in either Karate Kid or in Cobra Kai, Daniel is a bad guy. However, the thing is, what we've noticed is, like, in the Karate Kid, Daniel is more of a relatable character for a lot of people, because, you know, he's the poor kid that ends up moving to LA, that ends up getting picked on by fucking Johnny, who's a fucking rich kid. Like, he's a prick. And so then we sit there and, you know, so we kind of feel for him, because we're like, you know, I can relate to this character. And then in Cobra Kai, what was fucking mind-blowing is the fact that they fucking reversed that shit. And they sit there and said, Johnny is now a little bit more relatable than Daniel is. Because, well, I find it because, like, so seeing Daniel, you know, it's a relatable thing that, you know, the poor kid ends up pulling himself up and being able to be in a higher position now. But it's still, like, you know, to me, I relate more to Johnny, only because of the fact that it's like, you know, he's down on his luck type of guy who's sitting there trying to do everything he can.
I mean, those are the circumstances of his life, but his attitude still needs so much adjustment.
His attitude is still fucked.
But I love how the characters grow during the series. You know, I mean, I don't want to give too many spoilers if you haven't seen it, but you remember the bike trip that he takes with his old Cobra Kai friends.
Yes.
And they talk about how the philosophy of Cobra Kai ruined their lives.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, okay. But
Why
I mean,
are we playing Hell to the Chief?
It was, you know, it was pretty good, that. And then when, like, he and Daniel start, like, interacting with each other and where that eventually leads. Again, I don't want to give spoilers, but they go so much more into depth in the nature of these characters. And they also have a lot of respect for the original, which most of these way too late sequels don't. Yes. So, I mean, wonderful show. When I started watching it, I could not stop.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I said, Kate, like we could literally, you and I, just get into a not live, just a private chat and just go for fucking ever about this show, because the show is fucking amazing. I fucking love it so much.
I have a few shows like that, but man, was I blown away by Cobra Kai. And I'm like on season 3 of the Goldbergs, and oh my god, nostalgia-gasm.
Oh god, you're still doing that. Why are you so slow at this?
Oh, I'm in the process of watching Lucifer.
Broke for a while, and my DVD player won't let me access Hulu, is why.
Dude, you can watch this free over here. It's on like twice a day.
Well,
the Goldbergs. It is awesome. I agree with you, and I know why you like it, because I love it for the same reasons. It's fucking gorgeous. But there has to be a way you can watch it in your country for free.
Well, I have Hulu now that my computer's repaired. It's just when my computer broke, I didn't have access to it.
I personally like. I've been liking the show Lucifer on Netflix. Oh
And,
my god.
everyone keeps trying to get me to watch that, and I'm not sure I wanna. But I mean, because every time I ask people for suggestions on TV, movies, whatever, they don't quite get my tastes, no matter how many times I try to explain it.
It's a very
Right, well,
difficult thing
what-
to ask people for suggestions because the last two things that I can remember enjoying were Good Omens, which I adored, and I saw your thing about the TARDIS license plate, Kate. There are also other Easter eggs, which you may not be aware of. And what's the other one? That thing that you totally destroyed my life when you told me. I forget what it's called. Last Man on Earth.
Oh, that, yes.
And you fucking broke my fucking life when you told me that they'd cancelled it after whatever season it was.
I was disappointed too, but reading the synopsis of where they were gonna go in the next season, I was like, eh.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to spoil Lucifer for you, Mega Nuts. I'm not going to do that.
You're going to have to remind me about Lucifer because is that not an old thing?
No, Lucifer, what it is it's actually based on DC Comics Lucifer. Where what happens
right, okay.
Lucifer ends up it's actually Satan, like Satan from the Bible stories and stuff like that. Where what happens is he decides that he doesn't want to be in hell anymore, so he goes to Earth for a vacation and decides just to stay there. And he owns a nightclub and all this stuff, and he has this whole entire gift where he just looks at people and asks them to tell him their deepest, darkest desires, and whatever
they like the kind of thing that I would enjoy.
Oh, it might be like I don't know exactly your taste, which is why I was going to ask Kate what her tastes are exactly.
Well, I mean, I can try to describe it. I think part of the problem is that a lot of people will look at the letter of what I'm saying and ignore the spirit of it. Or instead of like looking at all the traits I care about and drawing a Venn diagram to find where they all converge, people will go, well, this show I like has one of those 7 traits you listed, so you're going to love it, aren't you? No.
All right, so tell me exactly what it is that you're.
Well, one basic rule I always go with is if somebody suggests something to me, and I've ever seen it trending, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. This is actually a good. That's a good way to live because I've heard, apparently.
Well,
and I could be wrong because I don't actually give a shit. But the last ever episode of that awful thing with the girl with a fat bottom is going to be aired over there soon.
Well,
I'm not sure what you're referring to there.
I don't know either, but I mean that's like me and Kate here. We're talking about Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is on trending. Like it was like for the longest time, it was #1 on trending in the United States at least. And so if I sat there and said, "Hey, Perp, you should watch Cobra Kai," and then you got it on Netflix, saw it was trending, and decided not to watch it, and absolutely fucking loved it, then you'd have been screwed there, Perp.
It's just been my experience that anything that, raises to the level of any significant popularity,
exactly,
they'll screw it up at some point. Usually, especially with American TV, because if it's popular, they will keep it running until they have beaten every single redeeming feature out of it.
Trust me, I get that because, like, for instance, I was sitting there. I came across this article that they said that they wanted to, that America wanted to do their own Doctor Who, and I was like, "Don't you fucking dare!
Don't you dare!" They had a pilot with Eric Roberts as the master, and it was so bad.
I was like,
"It's really ironic."
Sorry, Laura, go ahead.
It's really ironic because for British TV, before the new ones came out, Doctor Who was kind of niche, but it was also kind of crappy as well because they didn't have a budget.
It was very
crappy. Can
I do a fun fact, please?
47 times.
Laura, can I do a fun fact about Doctor Who in the 70s?
Sure.
Yes, BBC, so very low budget before the reboot, if you like. One of the biggest expenses in the early Doctor Who years was K9. You remember K9?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I never watched the early stuff, but I do remember references of K9.
That stupid remote control dog never worked. It
Are you
never fucking
serious?
worked. No, I'm giving you truth now. It never worked, which is why you would often see Tom Baker talking to a thing that never moved. Because, and here's the thing, the remote control frequencies interfered with the studio.
Oh,
it was shit.
Yeah,
And
and there were also several episodes where
I'm
he
just
was
gonna pull
literally
another fact
towing
out of my head.
K9 behind him.
I need to pull another fact out of my shitty head now. And I'm now thinking about budgets. Now, imagine this. I think the average budget for a BBC in those days episode of Doctor Who was, drum roll, about £8,000. Obviously, inflation, etc. K9 was most of that fucking budget. And the fucking thing never worked.
Oh, that's pathetic. But I have to say though, the cheesy, like the bad sets and all of that, it was part of Doctor Who's charm. It was kind of like why the shiny wore off of Red Dwarf after a while, because they just they made it too big for its britches. It was more fun when it was shitty.
Well,
I still
also,
maintain. Sorry.
Doctor Who, Doctor Who in the 60s and 70s was aimed to be a children's show.
Mm-hmm.
So there were actually instances where they toned it down because it was too scary. One episode, The Planet of the Spiders, the first giant spiders they came out with, the director told the prop department, no, those are too scary for kids, make them look more cartoonish.
For the benefit of the young people here, this is before CGI, so you wanted a monster, it was a man in a suit. And it looked
or some kind of puppet.
Or
a puppet, yeah. Or miniatures, you know how these things used to work. And as cheesy as they look now, I still fucking love them because they've got a bloody quality about them. The amount of time and effort that was put into, especially if you're doing stop motion animation and what have you, and miniatures. But Purple is correct because I've seen the bloody letters where the BBC says, no, we cannot show this, it will scare the children. And Doctor Who was originally broadcast on a Saturday at about, or maybe it was Thursday, but it was kind of 7 p.m. I think it was. So the kids would be watching, and I'm rambling, but the BBC they've got to be careful what they do anyway.
Well, one of the things where they go, no, this is for kids, that pissed me right the hell off, was the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. Because they were making a serious Superman movie, and then the studio went in and said, no, Superman's for kids, so make it funny, which is why there's so much slapstick in the Christopher Reeve movies. And it's like, really? Did you have to do that? Because clearly adults loved it too.
Well, the thing is, most comics are not like little children friendly. Like comic. I mean, like take Batman for instance. All right, we had the 70s Adam West Batman. Like, awesome, great, whatever. But this is a story about a man whose parents were violently murdered in front of him. He then becomes a trains with fucking assassins to then become an adult who dresses like a bat to put fear into adults. Like, what part of that screams, let little 3-year-old Billy enjoy this?
Now, I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say
emphasize your point.
Batman is a vigilante furry. Right? But I mean, there is that annoying tendency of some people, especially like older generations, to get wrong what is and isn't for kids. Like, that was one of the things I was talking to the YouTube people about. One of the grievances I had to air was with those COPPA regulations. And I said to them, have you ever seen Legend of the Overfiend? Animation ain't all for kids. Watership Down, anybody? Come on, this is not a kid's animation.
And if you want to go mainstream, look at fucking Family Guy. That's animation that I wouldn't let my little 5-year-old nephew go and watch.
Yeah, so I told them, look, and I'm making an animated thing. It's like one of my life's passions to finish this project, and it's not intended for kids. But I'm going to have to say that it is.
Oh, what was
because you guys have this thing about cartoons?
What was the film? There was like a set of them, about 3 or 4, and it was basically some people get on a plane and then they decide to get off, and then the plane has a crash and death keeps going, trying to get.
Final Destination.
Yeah, Final Destination. Now I'm going to give you a very, very short explanation of Final Destination that will make absolute sense and will make you laugh. Final Destination is live action Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay, here's something that has always pissed me off about those, about all of the like Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers and all that, is that there are no good guys who are cats. It's all either a cat and a dog fighting, where the dog is like defending Tweety Bird or some shit, or it's Sylvester trying to eat whatever, or it's Tom and Jerry. It's just like there are no good guy cartoon cats from that era.
In Tom and Jerry, half the time they were working together.
Well, that depends on which version.
I mean, but if you,
because they had multiple, kind of the way Scooby Doo had different iterations.
And the thing is, and to be honest, I mean, it's like, sometimes even in comics, the bad guys would team up with the good guys because there's an even greater evil that they sit there and said, let's team, like, we're definitely still enemies, but let's team up to get rid of this even bigger bad guy.
What you were saying.
I'm going to have to throw something in that probably only Storm McTool will get, and that is the Scooby Doo ending. Chris Grayling.
Oh my gosh. Hey, the thing is, funny, yeah. I'm still doing that thing where I put my ear up to my big sexy mic so that I can hear Laura. Why do I do that? It makes no sense. But I do understand what you're saying there, yeah, because we, in this land, we remember, maybe Laura doesn't because I think she's younger than me, but the Hanna-Barbera original Scooby-Doo stuff, which I still maintain are fucking awesome. Maybe it's because I've got a bit of a thing for.
Are you kidding me? I love those Scooby-Doos, like Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
It was totally hilarious because
if you think something's magic, it's not.
In those days, this was when
it's totally magic until they sit there and figure out that it's Old Man Jenkins. Sorry.
I could never work out as a kid. I could never work out because over here, I don't know what you guys got, but the Scooby-Doos we watched had a laugh track, and I could never, as a kid, work out how the fuck they did it. And I actually, as a kid, tried to science this. How the fuck are people laughing at this? I never got it.
Here's the thing. Most of the laugh tracks that you hear are a bunch of dead people. Like they were recorded in the 30s or some shit, and they keep reusing the same laugh track.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is very true. And you can, if you're old enough, you recognize the same. Yeah, that's how sad you become when you're old. But I'm going to give you another fun fact. Quick fun fact. In England land or UK land, the BBC would say we do not use laugh tracks or, add the noises, which was technically or somewhat true. But what they would do if they were recording, say, a sitcom, when the warm-up guy comes on before they start recording, tells his jokes, they're recording and they would use that laughter within the thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's something I've noticed about a lot of like things that come up in movies and television. For example, if you watch a TV show for a couple of seasons, eventually they will mention Seattle or San Diego. And also there are certain sound effects where like there's a door opening sound effect that I've heard in Buffy and I've heard it in other places. I've heard it multiple times in Buffy. It's like this creak, 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 creak like that. There's also
you might not be aware of this.
Are you talking about that? Are you talking about the sound effect that goes like No. It's a door sound. It's
Bert. There's another one. Hold on, let me get this out. There's another one is of a baby crying that goes like that, and you hear it every fucking where.
The same thing with the wolf sound that goes like it's like like
you can actually download every sound effect you could ever need because guess who invented them and recorded them?
Ben Burt.
I've no idea who he is, but I love him. But no, the BBC, you can actually buy all the official, not buy, you can get them for free, they're public domain. But if you go back years ago into radio and then into TV, all the BBC sound effects are there for you to obtain. They would sell them on LPs, if you guys remember what they are.
Yeah.
They were big circular things made of plastic.
Yeah,
you played them on a...
They were giant opaque
player.
CDs.
We
Vinyl.
know what vinyl is. We know what vinyl is. We know what vinyl records are.
I mean, but, like I stand by Ben Burt because he did all the sound design for Star Wars.
Yeah,
nice.
Let's not get into that argument. But if you want to Google this, because it is, I'm not shitting you. All the sound effects you could ever need or imagine, the BBC have done them, and you can get them for free. There must be about 1,000 LPs worth of these sound effects.
Yeah. But that wolf one that I was talking to you saying, Kate, like I remember hearing it the first time in the original Rugrats movie. I remember hearing it in just about anything where there's wolves in the background, and it's just a howl that what it does is it's like the howl goes ow, and I don't know why it does that.
It's just the part that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
None of it sounds right.
I mean, I've heard one that's like aroo, aroo, like it goes higher after a couple of seconds. But I don't know if that's the same one because it sounded like your tone went lower.
No, yeah, it does go lower. Because almost like it's trying to trail off, but it sits there and goes, aroo, and then that's it.
If you're old enough to remember reel to reel,
I think I have a copy of Teen Wolf kicking around somewhere, and I'm sure an American Werewolf in London is streaming. I'll find it.
If you're old enough to remember reel to reel proper audio equipment, yeah, in the old days before we had computers, if you wanted a sound effect, you had to go and find it, and then you would add green tape or red tape before and after because you had to splice it with a razor blade, etc. And so if you look at it, for example, one of these BBC sound effect LPs that I'm alluding to, you'll see track 1, creaking door, and then the next variation of creaking door, and then the next variation, you'd have lots of fucking creaking doors. You should play with that, Bionic Dance, because you're doing a thing with your shitty new computer, so you'll need sound effects.
Shitty new computer.
I have tons of sound effects, and actually, if you go onto the internet and look up free sound effects, you will find gajillions of them. But of course, another option, if you're making sound effects for something, make them yourself.
Yeah, that will get me arrested, but whatever.
Well, some of the spaceship sounds in my animation, I wanted to make them sound vaguely like the Jetsons cars, but not actually. And so what I did was I actually took a fidget spinner, spun it into my microphone to make that sound.
You did that in real life?
And I added a bunch of like flange effects to it in Gold Wave and then used that in my animation.
Hey, that's dedication.
Hell yeah. I mean, like I said, this is sort of my life's dream to finish this animation right here. So.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at a lot of things that you are not aware of. I've been struggling with the audio side of things because I'm now using Windows. So I've no idea whatsoever, as I always say, how I sound. But I have to use kind of noise gates and all kinds of stuff. But I kind of know what I'm doing.
The only sound effect I've made myself was the introduction to all my videos. It's like bong, and it's got a bong noise. I wanted a bong, and I couldn't find one, so I just took the Microsoft ding, the default ding that didn't work properly, and I turned it into a bong, which I thought was quite cool.
Well, it sounds like the kind of thing you'd get as like a station ID on TV, or maybe the bumpers for a news show, something like that. You know, dun 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 for NBC and all that shit.
Oh, right.
Well, from your description, that's what I thought.
Mine?
Yeah.
Do you people still have those?
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched actual television in like 10 years, but I still remember it from when I was a kid.
I miss those fuckers.
I don't know
really
if
do.
this will come back to you, but
That rings a bell.
that bong at the end, you didn't quite get the bong, but
I didn't get the bong.
listen to the bong.
Ah,
heard the
there it
bong.
goes.
Just that
It
little,
sort of sounds like a metal bowl hitting the bottom of a really deep sink.
yeah. But I just wanted a bong. I couldn't find one, so I took any bing noise, and just chucked it through.
You know, one of the
what
best
Bing you should have
bingy noises.
used? There's another Bing you should have used. Crosby.
Hey, don't get me started on that one because I will do it, and I'm not going to do it
by the
on
way.
Purple Stream.
You know Bing Crosby?
I know
Tasha
the
Yar.
name.
Tasha Yar, Denise Crosby, is Bing Crosby's daughter.
That one I knew.
I did not know this. That's not true. That's bullshit and bollocks. Is that true?
It's true.
You're shitting me.
No?
Oh, Hollywood is extraordinarily inbred.
Yeah, I know that, but I did not know this particular fact. Oh my gosh, why did I not know this? You dirty perverts. I feel bad now.
I love it when you do that sort of thing.
Before.
You guys know a fact that I was not aware of. I feel so fucking... Oh,
Well, for all you know, we know lots of facts you're unaware of, and you just don't know.
I'm a vast suppository of information. You won't believe it.
Yeah.
Well,
this
I'm
is
pretty
cool.
sure that stool's a suppository, but
Well, it's just got a load of shit in my head, basically, is the joke.
I'm just annoyed when he broke up the group with Stills and Nash, but
nah.
My favorite
I
one.
did not... I'm actually quite shocked now. I'm literally in shock.
There's another one that I do find funny. So the guy who plays Darth Vader, he's from Britain.
Oh,
He's
I know this one.
He's really quite he's the farmer voice. I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan, that kind of thing.
I've got to come by now, store.
He actually didn't know that his voice was being replaced.
No. I feel sorry for the fucker, to be honest. He actually thought with his stupid fucking accent. But hey, Lucas was a manipulating cunt. Oh, I said the C word, sorry.
The other thing is, though, that I knew him for many years as a child as the Green Cross Code Man.
Exactly.
Right?
These Americans will not get that, Laura.
No,
What
the Green
was
Cross
it?
Code Man was basically, it was like an advert for road safety.
Tell
Don't
them
cross there.
Call it a PSA and the Americans will understand.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. So it was a
So
PSA.
was
on
there
how
a
road safety-
crying dude who tried to be a Native American and really wasn't on the side of the road?
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, see, here in the United States, if you're not familiar with it, we had this like anti-littering commercial where like some dude chucks shit out of his car and there's this Native American dude, except he's not actually Native American, the actor isn't, who like cries because they like the wilderness has been despoiled or something.
You're going to laugh at this, I hope, anyway. So I play Grand Theft Auto on my computer. And when you get a soda, when you drink soda, they just chuck it on the floor, and it's like, oh, yeah, I wish they wouldn't do that, And it's like
You're in a game where you're like murdering hookers and destroying police cars, and you wish they wouldn't litter.
I know.
What?
Believe it or not, I was actually thinking
Here's the
about
thing.
this.
I kind of get where Laura is coming from with this one because I'm such an anal idiot. I kind of get it.
I'm weird about that in the real world, but in a video game, I figure, well, this all ends when I turn it off, so fuck them.
Yeah, but we're British and so much better than you. We've got morals and
except
standards.
You can't spell properly, but okay.
We spell in English. What do you use?
I use English 2.0, where we take out all those superfluous vowels and words like flavor and honor.
In other words, we don't use the French spellings.
Sorry, I apologize, but you're talking about the Welsh.
I don't think I am. I see a lot of British people spelling F-A-V-O-U-R bullshit. You don't need that U. It adds nothing to the sound of the word. What is it, Favour? I don't think so.
Welsh is a language where there might be a vowel somewhere. There are not very many vowels in Welsh.
Laura, I think
W ends up as a vowel a lot.
Laura, I think Kate wants you to say the big word, the big Welsh word.
Oh, no. I've heard it before. It doesn't matter.
What's the big Welsh word?
Welsh, not Belge.
It's something like anti-disestablishmentarianism, but Welsh style.
Oh, I can't say that. I know the one you mean, the longest town name.
Yeah, that's
the only bit I remember, the go.
That gets me so much sex.
Flat out and chew.
Okay, we've been running for about 3 hours, and I just don't have a lot of energy here, so I think I need to wrap this up.
I need lunch. I'm just saying, that's a good reason for me to go too.
Lunch, huh?
That is a thing.
It's 13:12 here on the West Coast.
You are one of those people who eats multiple times a day, so you feel a need to name them?
Well, no, I'm using the names that other people came up with before me, but okay.
Usually the French.
Yeah.
Kate, have you tried, you're into your VR.
Yes.
Have you got the Star Trek thing?
The Bridge Crew, we've talked about this before.
I forget, but have you got it?
I do.
Remind me.
Yes. It's fun to play it about 5 times, and then it gets monotonous as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. Although it is kind of funny. Like there was once I was sitting in the waiting room, and I do not like being the captain. I prefer tactical or navigation. And so this one kid comes in, he couldn't have been more than 12, and no one else wanted to be the captain. So we're all taking our orders from this 12-year-old. It's like there's this one YouTube video where a bunch of people are in the waiting room and the navigation section is still open. And this kid comes in, sounds like 5-6 years old, goes, "I'm going to be the driver." And everyone loses it and leaves the room.
Oh. I do remember another version of that, except it was Darth Dawkins talking to a bunch of 12-year-old, a 12 and an 8-year-old or something, and one of them and the little kid tells him to eat raw spaghetti.
Eat raw spaghetti.
Okay, well, I do need to wrap this up. So, does anybody have anything they want to plug before we go?
Yeah, but not on camera.
Okay.
I do want to ask Kate one quick question. This 12-year-old captain, was he a good captain though?
He was all right, although I think he was a little taken aback when I sat there waiting for orders and he expected me to just do stuff.
Are we talking about a game or sex? I don't
know the game. I'm like, orders, Captain? Am I moving to the planet or away? Orders! And he just wouldn't do it,
Obviously, he was a delegator.
Well, he wouldn't role play, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody have anything they want to plug on the air?
I got a video coming out soon about Steve McRae. I got a video coming out about Steve McRae where he.
You said the M word. Oh fuck.
Yeah. Where he went and posted a picture of me as a guy. So yeah, dick.
Now I want to post a picture of him as a girl just to tweak him.
I thought it was already.
Do it.
Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
Anyway, since it's clear that Purple wants to end this and no one will shut up, I'm just going to go because I'm hungry. Have fun, guys.
Bye.
Have fun, honey. See you Sunday, probably.
Okay, Dan, did you have anything to plug?
I cannot think of anything right now. I mean, eventually, yeah, but and I have a few loose ends to tie up before I start having things to plug. So you can kind of pass me by. No, just the Sunday show and the Tuesday show. That's it.
Okay, Russ, you have anything going on?
Well, I working on a video. I don't know when exactly it'll be out, but working on something. So there's that. I actually showed it to my sister, my brother-in-law, and because mom and dad saw it, my two young nephews wanted to watch it. And because there was nothing really, really bad in it, they got to watch it. And what little bit I do have, and they thought it was funny. So, yeah, there's that.
Okay.
Boy, I'm behind in keeping up my books.
Stool, you got anything you're doing?
I think you know the answer, and the answer is no, because I don't care about that shit. I would like to plug Purple Rhymes with Orange's YouTube channel. And
who's that guy? Is he a new creator?
Never heard of him.
I think he's some kind of weird freak. I don't know, but I do enjoy watching his stuff. It's really nice. Also, oh damn, I forgot the name. I'm shit at names. Basically, anybody who's in this fucking stream, I plug you all. Amiga Nuts will send the links inside chat.
Amiga is doing that as you speak.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be polite here, but the one who is asleep. Hey, grey cat lady.
No, yeah, I'm awake. You know I'm awake.
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
I guess the setup is marginally functional for me to continue my chats, so I will be back tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, that's the thing I've got to do. I've got to work on my system because the last two shows has given me shit, and I may have to do some modifications.
Well, yeah, Diane, you came in late, so you didn't hear. But I think that my main computer is now toast. I've been running this off of a laptop from like, well, at least 10 years old. It originally had Windows 7 point something, and it's struggling to run Windows 8. It can't handle Windows 10 at all.
Okay,
Damn
then.
We've got to get this shit
We
sorted.
may have to do something about about taking up a collection or something like that. Yeah, you get to be on the receiving end.
Well,
for once
no,
instead of
I was. No. You know, less than 6 months ago, people paid for me moving. So, you know, I got people donated over $2,000 to me for that. So I don't really feel comfortable with taking up another collection for me here.
Did you hear someone saying that, you know, this would be something that people would like to do for you rather than you wanting them to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm also really lousy about asking for help because basically my life experience has been that when I need help, there usually isn't anybody there. So I've just don't ask.
This is the great thing about community. And you know,
Yeah, but that's not, sorry, Laura, that's not the case now, Purple, because I know I've said before, I want to help you with your computer issues, but it's very difficult when you need a computer to do it.
Yeah.
So,
well, and
if I was there, I'd fix your problems literally within 5 minutes. I really would, because it's not a big deal. But
yeah, well, like I said, right now, this one, it totally died now and it would not boot up for me to do the stream.
Not good, not good.
So,
yeah,
it's developed a hardware issue now on top of the problems it had before.
Oh, boy, moi.
So I didn't have any time to play with it to make any kind of assessment other than yeah, it just wasn't going to turn itself on. So I don't even know what level of hardware issue that's going to be.
Yeah, it's interesting. It could very well be that it's just, replace one particular part, but because you are unable to turn it on at all, it's one of these things where you end up replacing every part inside the case until you find the one that you needed to replace in the first place,
Yep. Yeah, and since I am
did you say that it
not
won't
much.
turn on at all? You
Well, the
physically cannot
power comes
power it
on.
up.
The power comes on. It gets to the point where the keyboard lights up, and then it shuts down.
That sounds like
Okay.
an overheating problem.
Nothing ever shows up on the screen.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh my, that's low level. Yeah, I wonder if it's the CPU that's bad.
Yeah, well, like I say, it just started doing this. It was like 6 o'clock this morning before I went to bed. There were like 3 times where it just kind of restarted itself for no apparent reason. So I just left it shut down. I was thinking maybe it was overheating or something. So I left it shut off while I slept for a couple hours. But when I tried to turn it on again, it just couldn't get there. So I haven't had time to play with it anymore to see anything else about it.
And the thing
This is why it's always very dangerous to listen to people who give you advice over the internet, because we can't physically see what's going on.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
It could be something incredibly simple, such as
yeah, I'll experiment with it a little more tonight and see if I can get to do anything more. But right now, I just don't have any more information.
Yeah, if it is a case, I'm not saying that it is, but if it is a case where you need the CPU is bad and you would have to replace it, odds are you would not be able to get a replacement CPU. Because you're saying this thing's what, 10 years old?
Well, no, the one that died is about maybe 5 years old. I bought it as a refurbished one.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, I bought it as a refurbished office machine. So I think it was about 2 years old at the time.
Oh, that sounds familiar. That's the way my laptop is. Yeah, my laptop was about 7 years old when I bought it 3 years ago. Yeah.
Well, I mean, total, I think this one is only about 5 years since it was manufactured.
Okay, then.
I think it was in somebody's office for about 2 years, and then they refurbished it, and then I've used it for about 3 years now.
Unfortunately, this is where unscrupulous people could rip you off, because this could be something that could be fixed by spending $1. It could be something as simple as the CMOS battery.
Yeah, well, and that's why these kind of things, bother me, because I don't know enough about it, and I don't know anybody locally. I don't know anybody I could take it to who could physically look at it, to help me with it.
And then there's this cat who's getting into my desk drawer. Why are you doing this, Sylvia?
But okay, like I said, I'll play with it later tonight and try to get some more information on it. But for now, thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you for putting up with me.
And thank you, Amiga, for keeping up with all the links for us.
Yes.
Really going above and beyond about not just everybody on the panel, but puts the links of anybody who typed anything in the side chat.
Wow.
So, okay, we'll see you all tomorrow night one way or another. Bye-bye.
Take care, kids.
Dang it. Everything